they can't stop me 'cause my power is white. Whoa, yeah. White, not good enough. Oh, fuck, yeah. Whoa, yeah. White, oh, fuck, yeah. Whoa, yeah. White, oh, fuck. Whoa, yeah. White, power. Whoa, yeah. White, power, fuck, yeah. I'll punch your face with my gloves so bright. My fist will make your bitch ass see the light. Better think twice before you steal a bike. I might be black, but my power is white. Whoa, yeah. White, oh, fuck, yeah. Oh, yeah. White, oh, fuck, yeah. Oh, yeah. White, power, fuck, shit. Oh, yeah. White, power, fuck, yeah. Oh, shit. Whoa, yeah. White, power. Oh, shit. Whoa, yeah. White, power. Oh, shit. Yeah, white.
Well, no, don't repeat the song over. I clicked the wrong button again. Fuck. Okay, here we go. Got the right button now, thank God. Kept clicking the wrong damn button. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Lolcow Clout Chasers. Woo!
Oh, buddy.
Today's been it's been one of those days for me, so that's why I'm totally cosplaying Andy Warski. Yes, that's why I'm cosplaying today, because it's been one of those days for me.
Are you like Phil? You want his shredded body?
Oh God, no. Oh, why? Why did you remind me of that?
Buddy?
Why? Why did you remind me of that? Why? Just why?
Oh, shit. So you want me to tell the audience what the episode's about, or do you want to tell it?
Yeah, you know what? You go ahead and you tell them all about it. So let me go ahead and swap over.
We're going to be looking at a clip of Jaffe and Becky tag teaming and destroying Keem intellectually. And we're going to go over the many, many L's of Keemstar the past few weeks. And show that he's really living in a delusion and that he's probably the greatest Lolcow of them all. And so today we're going to deconstruct, we're going to dismantle this idea of what Keemstar thinks of himself in his mind. Today, you're going to see L's. We're going to talk about L's, about him being scared of Grace Thorpe and having Brantley film her bike riding. He called the cops not once, not twice, 12 times on Grace Thorpe during Fat Camp. That is confirmed on record. L, because decisions he made led to Wings of Redemption losing his goddamn mind and ended up getting fired from Lolcow. He's taken the L on Fat Camp itself. Fat Camp ended early, drove out by Grace Thorpe, ending his project early, losing tens of thousands of dollars along the way. I've seen the math on that, not getting his security deposit back, and just overall suffering, seething, coping about everything. And so today, Keemstar, you have been revealed to wear the clown makeup, and you can't wash it off, buddy.
Nope. There's no washing that fucking clown makeup off. I didn't know about the 12 times. I just knew that he called the police. That's fucking great.
Oh, remember, Vince McMahon owned WWE, right?
Yep.
And what happened to him? He was the boss. He was the millionaire owner. And then he ended up wearing the clown makeup himself eventually and became not only the most hated character in wrestling for a while, but the most laughed at, where eventually he was the butt of the joke. Well, you see, Keemstar, you have entered the Attitude Era phase of Vince McMahon. And Wings of Redemption is your Stone Cold Steve Austin, who whooped your fucking ass on camera, Mr. Tough Guy, while you ran off stage, leaving Kelly to defend you.
This is like Vince McMahon leaving Stephanie to stop Stone Cold, only for Stone Cold to take Stephanie out.
And you're lower than Vince McMahon because he at least took the stunner.
Oh yeah, at least wise he accepted his fate when it was all said and done. This guy, he's like, oh, come on, dude, and just gets up and walks off. All casually, too. That's the part that gets me. He gets up and he just walks off casually. No, not running or calling for help. Like, hey, we got a massive problem over here, to the so-called security. He was just like, oh, come on. And just got up all lazily.
Well, he wanted to seem like he was cool and collected, like he wasn't bothered by Wings. Meanwhile, 2 inches off camera, he's probably pissing himself.
Oh yeah, in like very shortly. And if it wasn't bad enough, before Wings even got him, Becky gets him. Look at Becky. Right, and what does he do? Instead of trying to actually pull him apart, he just kind of flops on top of her like a dead fish. Just hopping around.
And remember, to save his Fat Camp, he came hat in hand, which is the comment Wings made, which upset Keem that he exposed the script. They came hat in hand to get Becky down there to do the head shave incident. Hat in hand. Keemstar's like, he's too scared to take his hat off. He's like, please, put in the hat. We'll get Becky down here and we'll get her to do the stunt. We'll get her to save Fat Camp, only to kick her out 2 days later because your ego. And then you don't even fire her. You never stick to your word. You said she'd be fired if she didn't come to Fat Camp. She's not fired. She still has her show. And on her show in this clip, she completely felts your ass. And so does Jaffe, who's on the lowest performing show in all the LCU. We probably, if you give us enough time, we would overtake Jaffe. And Jaffe's felting you, Keem, because you can't control him because he has more money than you.
Absolutely.
And if we actually look at your bank account, we know that the only reason you launched Lolcow Live is you are losing money hand over fist. You don't make what you used to make with Drama Alert, bitch, and you know it.
Nobody really fucking cares. If they really want drama stuff, Billy Mack, you had Gamers, you've got Moist Critical, got Toastify, you've got June the King.
He has to surround himself with obese retards to make himself feel better, that he has to pay in order for them to be his friend.
Which I think that's the
Let that make sense.
That is probably the saddest part of this whole thing. That he has to pay to have friends. He has to pay to have friends. You can't get lower than that. You can't.
He has to make his employees his friends, the same employees who are scared of him for controlling their financial lives, essentially. He wants to cuck all the content. He wants a percentage of everybody's cut and make all these shows. And then he wants to claim he's some sort of genius while everybody else does the work. Meanwhile, where are your solo live streams at, Keem? Are you going to ever stream solo and do work on your own? Or do you need all these fucking idiots surrounding you to make yourself feel important, you self-important, entitled little bald gnome bitch? Suffer, Keem, suffer.
And that's what makes it even better about this whole thing, is if you go back to Drama Alert, remember when he also reported on multiple people? His excuse was always, well, my team didn't properly do the research, or my team didn't get the right names, or my team did this, or my team did that. Notice he never took accountability for what he did. It was always his team's fault. It was never him. He never did anything wrong. He's innocent.
Here's the problem with Keemstar. He wants to own everything and get all the credit, but none of the responsibility and accountability. So he could have went into like the Lolcow podcast and done what he said it was going to be, which is he doesn't own the channel. It's a joint venture and they're partners. No, instead he wanted to be the boss behind the scenes. But Tommy C exposed that. And once it was exposed and the mask came off, we saw Mr. McMahon himself, Keemstar, aka DJ Keemstar, fucking his true colors as the greedy gnome bitch boss that he is.
I swear to remind, like, because he tried to stiff, what was it? He tried to stiff Tommy C the same way that RTU stiffed JKB, if not worse.
Yes.
But he was.
Keem says, I got scammed. I was scammed by Tommy C. He still says that. How soon did we hear I got scammed by Wings? I got scammed. No, sir. You scammed Wings.
Because and I know we're long tooth in the nail at the beginning of this, but here's the thing you have to understand, audience members, is that this man was responsible for Wings being off his medication, the medication that would have handled his mental disorders, and the fact that, from what I understand, the research I've done, he's bipolar. That medication that would have kept him from attacking Kelly, that would have kept him from wanting to fight in the beginning, he was off of completely. But yet, Keemstar wants to act like he has no choice. You had a choice, which was doing the right thing by making sure he was still on his medication. You can take it away the rest of the shit. He doesn't need junk food. He doesn't need Mountain Dew. He doesn't need all that shit.
Let's remember, the reason he's off the meds is Keemstar said he wanted a more entertaining Wings. Well, be careful what you wish for, dumbass.
Because y'all might just get what you want.
Altogether. You lose Wings altogether unless you're scripting domestic violence, which I wouldn't put past you. But you lose Wings altogether because your ego said we needed Wings to be more entertaining instead of letting Wings be himself. You forced Wings into situations where he was uncomfortable, and you pressed his buttons on purpose. And then when he snaps, you go, gee golly, this is all Wings' fault. Why don't you take some fucking accountability and responsibility for what you did? Stop fucking with people's medications. Stop telling people like Psycho Mom to go drink some more when she's trying to be not an alcoholic. Stop being a general piece of shit as a human being. You can make good content and still get good views without scripting bullshit drama, pushing people's buttons, and making people hate each other and fear for their jobs every fucking day.
Because here's the other thing I want to point out as well, is that if we go back to like with JKB and them, was like, he talked about how there was going to be a rolling redemption. We're going to make RTU and JKB friends again. We're going to do this, we're going to do that. Why? Why are you going to force the man that fucked over his best friend of 6+ years be his friend again? It's clear they don't want to be friends. They don't want anything to do with each other. Why are you forcing that?
And then they replaced RTU with Jaffe, and their numbers went pew, and he changed the time slot for Madhouse. So I'm ready to get into the clip if you are, sir.
Oh yeah, I'm ready to go. Are we just starting straight from the top, or are we kicking off from?
I would say I didn't give you the right timestamp for this. Just skim it until you see Keem's avatar picture show up.
Yeah, I see it right here.
Yes. Are we serious right now? Are we really serious? Oh, here's Keem. Hang on.
There we go.
Hi, Keem. What's up?
How are you buying all these wigs? I thought you were just stranded at an airport.
This one is the one I bought while I was down there, and then I got the other two because I know I'm getting... Listen, I've heard this before. Wigs are $20, $30. The plane ticket or a hotel is a lot more than that.
Mm-hmm. Can we just settle this once and for all?
Sure.
That you lied. You were not stranded at an airport.
Now
you
the
clearly
super chats
had
are
money
coming
to
in.
get home.
Him gaslighting and pushing the blame onto Wings is most definitely what got him fired up. I would too if someone lied and tried to pass the blame, lol.
Now the super chats aren't coming in. They weren't working till you came. I guess you bring the money. I was not lying. I was stranded at the airport, and my return flight call... Yeah, go ahead.
You clearly had the money to get home. You just lied and you wanted your money up front, right?
Why are you... Okay.
Wow.
Are you trying to make me mad?
I mean, you brought her there, pay her.
Well, I'm just saying, you publicly tweeted out that I left you stranded at the airport, which was a complete lie, and I want to set the record straight. You clearly had a way to get home. You said as such, and then once you got to the airport,
I said as such?
You tried to say you were stranded to try to get your money early when you knew it was going to be paid out on May 1st.
What do you mean I said as such? I addressed this all in yesterday's stream. And no,
there.
I never...
May 1st? May 1st? What about April 1st? Is he only paying them every 2 months?
Let's see. So this is March. So May. Because this is March. Did he pay him this month? We're at the end of March.
They get paid on the 1st. Is he already acknowledging they're not getting a paycheck in April for Fat Camp?
That fucking made my blood rush out of my head, and it just came back.
Well, you're getting paid. You're getting paid May 1st. How couldn't you get home from the airport in the middle of March? You're getting paid May 1st. It's only 6 weeks away, Becky. I mean, I only brought you down here and, sent you home early, and uprooted your entire life over this, and even though you didn't have the money to come, and didn't pay your way back, but I didn't leave you stranded. I got to set the record straight because I am Keemstar.
Oh my god. Oh, my head. Oh, that was such a dumb statement. We got to set the record straight. What do you mean set the record straight? Well, we didn't, well, I'm going to pay you May 1st. Motherfucker, April 1st, I'd be like, Boogie, motherfucker, April 1st is coming up. I need money for mortgage. I need money for my iPhone. I need money for my water.
Either Keemstar doesn't have the money, and he lies that he's as rich as he says he is, or he's greedy and doesn't want to give out the money. He's not even talking about giving her the money to go home. He's talking about taking from her future check and advancing her the money to get home.
What? Hell no. Hell no. Piss off on that one. I'm supposed to be...
Went to Fat Camp had to pay their own way to get... Everybody went to Fat Camp had to pay their own way to get down there, too.
Oh, fuck that. Fuck that. No wonder why Wings said, give me my money. No wonder why. I would too. What the fuck? Texas is a long-ass fucking drive from South Carolina.
All right, I guess we should hear more from Keemstar.
From Greedstar.
I had a way home. I said I would work on changing the flight, and when I went to change the flight, there wasn't a good flight for a day or two. It ended up being 2 days, which meant that I needed a hotel or something. Otherwise, I was just stuck there for 2 days. So yeah, I was stranded, and that's why I needed that money, and the money you gave me wasn't even enough to get home.
Fair.
I wasn't lying.
You're just lying.
I love his response.
You want? I wasn't lying, but you're gonna make me say something that's just gonna make you.
You're just lying. You're just lying. You're just lying.
How much you get paid, obviously, right?
I have something to say about this.
You're just lying.
She shows, hey, well, you sent me home early, so now I had to change the flight. There wasn't a flight for 2 days. Basically, what do you want me to do? Stay at the fucking airport for 48 hours and wait on a flight? Are you going to pay for a hotel room after you kick me off the property? You know what I'm saying? Come on, Keemstar, use your fucking noggin. You can't just get a flight on demand sometimes.
Well, like, not only,
Idiot.
also, not only that, so not only that, but if you spend any real amount of time in the airport and you don't have a ticket or something like that, you can get arrested for loitering.
Yeah, homeless go in there.
Yeah, I don't think Becky wanted to find herself behind bars, but that's just me.
And she said he didn't give her enough money to even do that. So it's like, what the fuck are you doing, Keem? Like, what are you doing?
I don't know what the fuck he's doing. This is the most retarded shit I have seen in quite a while, and I've seen.
Oh, and then he wants to weaponize stuff behind the scenes.
Oh my god!
If you say things that are behind the scenes stuff, then you're in trouble. So that's why Becky's like, well, if I explain a little more, you're gonna be really upset. Yeah, because little insecure Keemstar wants to make sure that he always comes out the winning side of an argument. No, sometimes you're just wrong, buddy. Sometimes you are just a greedy prick. Not always, and people do throw things at your feet that aren't always your thing. This is your fucking problem. This is your fucking employee. You made it that way. You could have just collabed with people on equal footing, but you wanted an employer-employee relationship. The employer-employee relationship is what you're gonna fucking get.
Yeah, congratulations. You found out the hard way, huh? And not only that, but as you also found out, you can't keep people quiet about their payments and what they're being paid.
We'll see that later on in the clip.
If I'm not mistaken, there's a federal law that states that employees are allowed to discuss their wages, contract or no contract.
Keem's NDA. What about Keem's NDA? Ooh, Keem's got an NDA. Look out, NDA.
If I'm not mistaken, the federal law supersedes the NDA. If I'm not mistaken.
Lolcow Live's been resorted to a jerk-off session of Boogie just jerking off Keem now. That's all it is.
It's
Capital B, boring. Count me out. That shit be boring to cover. We'll cover other Lolcows if it gets to be that bad.
Well, I'm just saying, that's just Keem and Boogie's penis time. I'm just saying. Let's continue.
I paid you 2 weeks before that, and then you were trying to push this messaging out to the community that you were broke and that I just left you at the airport.
It was not 2 weeks before that. Home. I got paid. All right, so fine. We're gonna fucking do this. I got paid $7,500. I immediately moved aside $3,000 from that check and the paycheck before it because that had to go to taxes that have to be paid. And then I had other bills that I was behind on because that was my first big real paycheck I had had all the way from December. And aside from all that, none of that is even your business. I also addressed yesterday what is even the point of me asking for you to front the money if I couldn't afford to get down there if I was going to get it in May? The whole point was I needed that money to book the tickets.
Yeah, well, first of all, it is my business because you put out a tweet publicly that I left you stranded at the airport. So let's just understand that. Second of all,
so let's just understand that.
Host has asked for any fat camp expenses to be paid up front. You're the only one.
I understand that. And why are you being a sore loser about it? You agreed to this. In fact, you agreed to pay half my expenses, which you didn't pay because it cost me an additional $800 unexpected $800 when I had to leave early.
No way.
If you think I'm a sore loser, I'm not sure what I lost. I don't feel like a loser.
I don't feel like...
Stop there. You gotta stop.
I don't feel like a sore loser. That is the greatest statement I've ever heard. It sounds like a lot of people I've been dealing with lately. I'm not a sore loser, even though I'm totally talking shit.
This reminds me of DSP Cope. Like, I'm not the loser in this. You all are the loser. I'm the winner. This sounds like DSP. You had an additional $800 expenses because you kicked the content out of Fat Camp. The best parts of Fat Camp are Becky and Wings. And what did you do? Like a fucking retard? You kicked the best parts of Fat Camp out and it died after that. And you didn't even make sure Becky got home. She's your number one person in the entire LCU. She's surpassed Boogie as far as a draw goes. And you know what really bothers you, Keem? She surpassed you as a draw. She surpassed you as a draw in the LCU. You built this monster up, and now she's the bad bitch in the yard, not you, buddy.
No, I can't get over it. I don't feel like the loser. It's like DSP saying, well, I totally didn't get snaked by the King of the Casino. I knew they were going to snake me. That's the reason why I had all these mods set up. And if you talk about it, I'm going to ban you. Because, look, I don't care that you support them and all, but there's not enough support coming to me. So if you don't support me, I'm going to ban you, even though I totally didn't get snaked. That's exactly how it comes off.
Look at this cope. But Keemstar, this cope, man. Like, it's cope and seethe. You can tell in your voice, this is cope and seethe.
You are coping and seething. You just take hands at what you're seeing. Yes, you're coping.
Becky is just systematically laying out the truth in front of your face, and you can't address any of the points directly.
It sounds like a certain somebody I dealt with on Twitter early this morning. I'm not wrong either. Let's continue.
I will say this, when you put out things that are false,
it's not false and it's not a lie. It's not false and it's not a lie. And you know, this is what I'm going to say because this really pisses me off. How come my own employer that's supposed to have my back doesn't believe me? Meanwhile, Voldemort was willing to help me get back up to New York, but you weren't. What kind of situation did you leave me in?
Voldemort.
Seriously.
Why is it that the other hosts that don't make as much money as you had no issues going to Fat Camp there and back? Why is it that your expenses camp were more than everyone else's?
Because, Keem,
why is it that your expenses, I'm still talking, why is it
I'm still talking,
were based on how long your cats needed to be watched, but then you went home way earlier, but the expense was still the same amount? I mean, these are a lot of questions that I feel like you now owe the audience the answers to, and everybody in the LCU since you made this public.
You want to hear the answer? First of all, it doesn't matter why I have financial problems that others don't, okay? That's no one's fucking business, but I do, and that's not a lie. And so, no, wait, I'm talking now.
You made it public.
I'm talking now. I let you talk. Now it's my turn. Good. Get the fuck out.
He ran like
now
a
it's my call.
He fucking ran like a bitch. Here's the thing. Here's listen, he talks about how he demands her to explain, but he kept cutting her off as she was explaining. Like, for the audience members who couldn't understand what she was saying, she was talking about that was non-refundable services. She has other expenses that she was trying to pay for, and then on top of that, she was trying to scrounge up the money from her family to get home. But he kept cutting her off, going, "You gotta explain it. You gotta explain it. You gotta explain it," like a fucking crybaby. I've never seen a bigger man child in my entire life, and I have dealt with a lot of man children.
Well, first of all, let me say we have no love lost for Becky. You know, we don't like her very much here. But what I will say, in that exchange, she completely destroyed and owned him to the point Keemstar had to leave the call, because she laid out exactly why it was the way it was, and Keemstar just kept repeating, "Oh, it's a lie," and "You're lying about me," and it's like, no, dude, she laid it out. Like, you're not offering any counter numbers, the numbers she's saying. You're not giving any counter argument. You're just saying, you're just like, "Trust me, bro, she's lying." You're doing the "trust me, bro" defense. Get the fuck out of here with that. You're the last "trust me, bro" I would trust, bro.
I wouldn't trust Keemstar even if he was the last man alive. If he was the last man alive.
Why do you think Boogie and Wings fought so hard to get it in their contracts when they get fired to get that extra month of pay and stuff like that? Because they know. They say they're friends, but they know deep down Keem would love to just scam them out of their last bit of money.
Well, because they
do the right thing.
Because they saw what happened to Tommy. They saw what happened to him, and they know that the exact same thing will happen to them if they do not do something about it ahead of time. Any smart-witted fellow would know that he's gonna fuck a boss like that would want to fuck you over. So of course they would want to either fight it or have a lawyer on their behalf fight for that kind of contract. I would.
You know, he did not have to be the boss of this. He could have just started a podcast with Tommy C, Wings, and Boogie and done what they claimed was actually going on, but it wasn't, where it was 25% ownership and pay. So then nobody could fire anybody, and they were all in it together or not in it at all.
Yeah, so if one left, then the whole thing fell apart.
That was a fucking lie from the beginning. Well, if one person left, then you would just simply make it, okay, you're leaving voluntarily. This is 33%. You know what I mean?
Or bring somebody else in.
The idea that Keemstar has to sit there and he has to control every aspect, and then that's how you end up with a Boogie who is just like, "Yes, sir. Yep, you got it, sir."
Like Boogie going, the Keemstar's every statement. Yes, sir. You're a man. You fucking deep throwing them.
If we did that, imagine if we did that on this podcast. It would be boring, and none of you all would tune in.
Like, the people that are watching right now watching because we have differences of opinions, not because me and you suck each other off every episode. Like, we're the gay cast, we're the gay ops cast.
Becky pushes back on him.
Oh, it was not only was that beautiful, it was annoying as hell that he kept over talking her, and then he leaves like a bitch. He just leaves. Totally just leaves.
He'll be back.
Of course he will be, because on like Wings he can't help but to keep running to the girls. It's the reason why he's been through so many women.
He might be back soon. He might just play it out a little bit, and let's see.
Why did it depend on the cats? It was because when everything came up and all the issues with the fighting started, originally my parents were going to watch my cats. I didn't have a cat sitting expense. But once Keem started saying shit about my parents online, all of a sudden I had an $1,100 expense I had to cover. So my trip went from costing me $2,000, that's an estimate, it was actually more, to $3,000. No, I'm sorry. It went from costing... I can't even remember.
She's so mad.
He wants these people to come down. pay for their shit to get there.
Yeah, it cost $2,000, whatever. I can't even fucking remember now. Anyway, I had an additional $1,100 expense for the cat sitting. I have this all in a spreadsheet I'd have to pull up to remember it.
Is
and
it
that's
worth
why it costs
Was
more.
it
Savage,
worth
I'll
it?
get to you in a
No, it won't worth it.
That's why it costs more. And those expenses were because of Keem.
Is it worth it to make
If he
less
wants
money
to bring up
next
this
month
shit,
and
he
just
asked
sitting
me
at
to
home?
leave early. That was an $800 expense. That I wasn't expecting. He said he'd pay for half my expenses. He should pay for that entire expense. He's the one who asked me to leave.
Yes, he should.
I was nice just asking for half.
Where's Tina at? Where's Tina?
Tina's supposed to be here today. I don't know where she is.
Well, when Tina's here, you need to get the fuck out. You greedy fucking hog.
Oh, fuck off.
You think everybody owes you
Greedy.
something, Becky? When are you going to be a grown-ass fucking woman and take care of your own responsibilities? Everybody else had to pay their own way, and you always got your hand out.
They shouldn't have
I do
had
not always
to.
have my hand out, and
Yes,
I'm not
you
going to
do.
argue
Yes,
with
you
you,
do.
Savage.
Look
I'm
at
not
the
going to
big
argue with you over
Savage.
this.
Kick me then. Kick me. I said what I ought to say.
I'm not going to
Deal
kick
with
you,
it.
but I'm also fine. See, I'm not.
See that?
He doesn't back kick.
Let me get back to
a
the
lot.
TTSs I missed.
Things super chatted $19.99. Is Tina gone?
No, Tina's supposed to be here today. Maybe she's just running late. Why do I only see two? I thought there was another one I missed. Anyway, this one is from
Lord.
$20. Y'all might not agree, but if the whole Wings thing isn't scripted, Keem gaslighting and pushing the blame onto Wings is most definitely what got him fired up. I would too.
Bingo.
Lied and tried to place the blame. LOL. Ty, thanks for that
Yes.
$20. Ty, thank you. And I agree. I don't know that I would have reacted exactly like him, but I also break when my buttons are pushed too much. And then we have
Exactly. The audience
$20. The $20 from Max
pulled out
Does
of it.
Things is Tina gone. I thought there was another one. Am I missing one? Am I crazy here? Zombie81, welcome
are
to Cash
crazy,
Cow
bitch.
Grunge Head, welcome to Van World. And Nikki, thanks for being a member for 1 month. I don't know where Tina is. Let me text her really quick.
I just want to say, as far as the Wings thing is concerned, I've had after our episode and everything, and a couple of days had passed. Our previous episode, which if you have not watched it after this live stream, go watch that episode. That was fucking crazy. So many clips, so much storyline had to be told that I struggled to even get a clip out that could properly tell the story. And I don't even think that did justice to what actually happened.
Oh, real quick. I just want to thank the fans for tuning into that episode last week. That was our best, most watched episode of Lolcow Clout Chasers up to this point. I told Tim's and privately, I said this will be the best episode we've done. And last episode, the viewership really showed out for it too. It was a well put together episode, much better than it was put together this week. But thank you for being here today, and thank you for being here last week to the fans.
Oh yeah, I appreciated the interaction, the engagement. It was fun actually having conversations from multiple points of view, even though I made fun of one of them over and over and over again. Hey, I'm just saying, you take shots at me in the chat, don't expect me to not take shots back at you. You have missed. Oh, it's all fun and games for me. I don't, unlike certain other people on Twitter, I don't get butthurt if you make fun of me.
Yeah, there was a lot to analyze last week. There was a lot of shit that happened last week. There's a lot to analyze. Did you notice in this week's episode, we're not even showing anything from Fat Camp because there's really nothing to show because the show really died after Wings and Becky left. They ended it early. They fucking had a wedding episode to end it. They didn't do the final weigh-in like they said. They didn't stay till all the way through Sunday like they said. They didn't stay the full time. You, the audience, got completely scammed by Lolcow Live. Just 100%. It's a total scam.
I was gonna say, not only that, when I would look at Becky and how now she's getting attacked from all angles, even though she's really not the one at fault. And you were pointing out, was it really worth it going there? And I shook my head no. The reason I say no is because think about it, let's go with the math she originally laid out, which was $2,000. So it's $2,000 to get there from Ohio to, actually New York, because she lives in New York, correct? Because she said she lived nearby Review Tech, so she lives in New York, probably in the Queens area.
And I go to Texas.
That's about what, $800 for plane tickets to get there.
Probably.
Yeah.
These people need to do. These people, whenever it comes to these live events from now on, I think after this disaster and how little people are getting paid and what they had to spend to get there, I'd make myself very fucking clear. If Keemstar was telling me to go somewhere, I'd say, I want it all expenses paid trip there, bitch, or I'm not going. Then you're fired. Okay, then fucking fire me.
Fire me. I don't give a shit.
Right, because I'm not going to spend thousands of dollars to lose thousands of dollars on my fucking paycheck. That is dumb. Just to stroke your little egos at your little drunk parties that you got to pay people to be at. It wasn't like those fuckers were losing weight while they're eating fucking pizza and drinking beer and partying it up just to stroke Keemstar's ego. All this is to stroke his motherfucking ego. He's a bald-nosed little insecure bitch.
Here's the other thing that really pisses me off about it is that he claims I'm going to teach you guys how to eat healthy food. I'm going to teach you how to do this, how to do that, how to exercise. He didn't teach them how to exercise. He stepped on their backs and added more pressure, more pain, more weight, which probably was one of the biggest reasons why Becky couldn't get up to stop Wings. And even he admitted that all that really crippled him, so he couldn't get up. And even if he could get up, all that was going to happen was he was going to get bulldozed over by Wings anyhow, because he wouldn't have had the leg strength to stand up because Wings fucked his legs up. Because Wings...
Man, if you're going to do live events... Keemstar, it's called a $400 wireless microphone, you fucking idiot.
And the fucking wind. The wind was killing me. I could not get over the fucking wind. You used a pop filter. You need a wind filter. Not a pop filter, a wind filter to work in those kind of environments. And I know they make them.
This is what Fat Camp should have been. Honest to God, this is what it should have been. Keemstar should have rented out a gym for a day. Okay? They rent out a gym, and he flies in on his dime, because, right, if he thinks he's going to make money doing this, he should fly them in. He flies them in to do, workouts at the gym, like a 12-hour live stream. And they go, all right, this live stream, everybody involved, we're just splitting the money. Have him, Tina, Mike, Boogie, Wings, Becky, all at this gym. Whoever is invited and whoever goes, splits the earnings for that day. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Keemstar says this day is not part of the payouts, but I will just look at the money that came in this day, and I will cash app you for this day, this stream. I'll go ahead and cash app you this money. And it's like a bonus stream. It's like a 12-hour thing. They do their exercises. They have their shows in there. It's a rented out gym. Wham, bam, thank you, ma'am, you're done. Tell everybody this is the day to donate. This is the day to really push it home. And then there you go. That's what they should have done.
And it should have been broken out in segments of what they were gonna do. Like, here's the early morning exercises. Then we're gonna teach you how to cook healthy breakfasts. Then we're gonna do. Streamlabs just shot me a thank you. Anyhow, well, then we're gonna do.
Clear. I'm done talking about Fat Camp. I'm done. Fat Camp is in our rearview mirror. It was shit content except for the Wings and Becky stuff. And I'm done talking about it. We're not covering on this fucking show anymore. Agree?
Oh, I agree. After this, I could fucking care less about Fat Camp.
I'm not even going to mention it the rest of the show. Fat Camp itself. I'm done with the Fat Camp itself stuff. But we're going to criticize Keem. Let's get back to it.
Yeah, if we're going to criticize him, we have to criticize him on that too.
Which we did. We went over the Fat Camp stuff. I'm fucking done with it. If I never hear the word Fat Camp again, I'll be happy.
Yeah,
And then what does he do? He comes right on and starts shit. And then I get blamed for being the problem. All right, let me bring in Jaffe. Major Idiot, that's a funny name. Welcome to Band Worlds.
Major Idiot. That actually is kind of funny.
Hi, Jaffe. You're on.
Well, I only called in very briefly. I didn't want to interrupt your flow.
Sure.
I know you guys were doing the show and everything, but I heard I heard somebody hits me up and says Keemstar's talking shit about me over on Milkers, and so I turn on the show, and he's over here now, and I'm like, well, I'm like, what's he talking about? What's going on with Keemstar? And he's like, oh, Jaffe's got a poker face, or I don't fucking know what so I figured I would just saw him in here. I figured I'd see what he wanted, but then I saw you guys arguing, so hell, maybe he's on his fucking period. I don't fucking know what I don't have no beef with the man. I think what he got upset about is on
that needs to be a sticker or a thumbnail. You gotta go back. You gotta get her smiling.
Oh yeah, I'm going back right now to get that smile.
Well, I've never seen Becky smile so big.
Let's see.
The shows, and I put Lolcow live at like the very bottom was Tess for me.
There we go.
He's over here now, and I'm like, well,
almost.
Yep.
There you go. There you go. That's perfect right there. Look at that face. Look at that face. That's fucking great. Oh, that is a great face. That's a great face. So we can get one more.
What's he talking about? What's going on with Keemstar? And he's like,
yeah, there's another one. There's another one. And one eye's like wider than the other two. She looks like she's getting turned on by him. She looks like she's getting turned on by him.
Jaffe's.
And there's one more. Go.
What at Jaffe felting Keemstar?
Oh yeah, she is getting turned on. If he was in the same room with her, they would be getting it on. It would be on like Donkey Kong.
I don't fucking know. I figured I would just saw him in here. I figured I'd see what he wanted. And then I saw you guys arguing. So hell, maybe he's on his fucking period. I don't fucking know what his problem is. But
look at that smile.
No beef with the man.
That's it. That was what I was wanting.
About is on Nerds. They were asking me to rank the show.
I'll go back and get that one later.
The very bottom was Tess for me.
Mm-hmm.
And then I said Lolcow live. And then I went on to say it was because I said Keem is super charismatic and great, master at what he does. So is Boogie. I said that particular show for me, it just gets repetitive. It's like it's a lot of the same stuff over and over and over. And I have ADD, and and so maybe that pissed in his cornflakes. But I'd like to think the best employers are those that value honesty. And I assume that's it.
Employers are the ones that value honesty.
So I don't know.
That could be. It might also be because.
Oh, you can't make that out, man.
It's the worst. It's the worst fucking. It's worse than you thought it was of a felting, didn't you?
Oh, this is great. I loved it.
It's such like passive aggressive backhand bullshit complimenting.
Most passive aggressive bitch slapping I've ever seen in my entire life.
One of those things you're praising somebody obviously doesn't have those characteristics. It makes it funny. It'd be like if I'm saying, Tim's, right now you look like Brad Pitt, like, man, like A+ style, bro. And everybody in the audience gilding the lily.
Like, what the fuck?
Gassing him up. He's gassing up Keemstar while simultaneously backhand complimenting him. It's fucking brilliant. I love this kind of method. I appreciate Jaffe for doing it to Keem.
Oh god!
I've done this to others myself.
Oh, I gotta take up doing this. This is like the more Christian way of making fun of somebody. Just praising the hell out of them, even though they've done nothing to earn that. I love true honesty.
It's like a fake ass kiss, not like a real ass kiss like Boogie. It's a fake ass kiss.
I fucking love this.
Then you throw in the jabs like, oh, well, Lolcow Live's such a great show. I think it's only the second worst show in the LCU. Huh?
Well, so you're more Riri than Eric. I'm more Riri. Is it me?
Dudes.
Oh yeah, we got the Lolcow Goons, finally! I've been waiting for that show! I've been waiting for it, honestly. I was wondering when someone's gonna take that name. It's finally happened. That's it. We've hit the peak of humanity. We all just need to walk away now. Time to shut down the show. Everything's over. I've seen Lolcow Gaming. I've seen Lolcow. What was it?
We don't have time to go through your fucking list. We don't have time for the list of Lolcow names. Let's go back to the clip.
Yeah, I want to hear more of this. This is fucking great.
Our segment yesterday, I do not think he was very happy about that.
Well, what was wrong with our segment? We weren't being cruel. We were just analyzing him and our opinions. It's all subjective, right?
Yeah, and I say this in the most respectful way possible about him because I'm not allowed to be disrespectful anymore.
Oh, my head. Not allowed.
He found it disrespectful, and he is tired of his own, in his words, of his own employees being disrespectful about him on his own platform.
Oh, well, that's a him problem. I mean, does he want us to do the work?
Well, that's a him problem. That's a him problem.
I like the guy. He seems like a decent, nice fellow, hard worker, hustler. And we're, this isn't his own personal daycare. We work for him as independent contractors. He asks us to do certain things, and we do them. I can't worry about the fact that he feels so thin-skinned that he feels he's disrespected. Welcome to the fucking big every fucking day around here.
That's what I have to worry about every day. I immediately got the threat. Michael's tired of working with you. I'm tired of working with you. We're tired of these headaches.
No.
Hello. What is this poker face? I don't have a poker face. I was just giving my opinion.
It seems like, Jaffe, you've been on a world tour of jumping on show to show to take little digs at me, and it just seems
what
I don't know.
Digs?
For me, well, there's various
Jaffe
ones.
calls
You don't remember.
thin skin, immediately jumps on.
And then here goes.
It just seems to be.
She got kicked.
Security about the current state of your show.
Oh
God, no, I hate the state. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry. There's a delay. Go ahead, Keemstar.
Or it could be like the 14-year-old boy trapped in you saying "fuck authority." It's definitely one of those. And then you guys yesterday were saying that I manipulated. You were getting real intellectual with it, right? And you were saying that I manipulated Becky to come down to Fat Camp for content. And I just thought that was hilarious. I mean,
time out.
Oh my god. Oh my god. The coping is seething.
He said, "Oh, you're making it seem like I manipulated Becky to come down for content." Yes, you fucking did. I mean, you openly called for manipulation. You said before, if Becky doesn't show up to Fat Camp, I'm gonna fire her. You were trying so fucking hard to get Becky to come down there for Fat Camp, and only to kick her out not even 2 days later. You fucking loser. You loser. Either embrace the Lolcow universe for all its faults as is, or
shut it down.
Get all to the side. Pick a lane, brother.
Oh my god. And I love Jaffe was fucking great. I love the comments of, "Welcome to the business. That's just how things are. You don't like it, too fucking bad. Grow thicker skin." If you didn't see my camera, my jaw dropped. My jaw dropped, my eyes went wide because I didn't believe anybody would have the balls to do it. Jaffe is now my favorite Lolcow all time. Don't care. He is my favorite.
Well, me and you. You would say that to Keem. Like, I would say that to Keem, too. Telling Keem, sorry, that's the business. No, that's like walking up to Scarface, who's bitching about a drug deal, and saying, sorry, that's the business. Come on, brother. Keem, you should already know that.
Or like dealing with a wrestler that screws you over. Well, it's the business. It's business for you. Music. For example, I've been replaced by a couple of different bands who wanted a different drummer. And when I was like, why are you replacing me? To go, well, it's just the business.
Well, you have to wonder, what does Keemstar actually want? Like, think about this for a second. Really stop and think about it. Keemstar want 20 people in the Lolcow universe to just kiss his ass 24/7?
Probably.
He knows that's not good content. He understands that. But yet, time and time again, he wants people to kiss his ass 24/7. He also wants an interesting show where he gets on and argues with people and they have pushback. Which is it? You can't win for losing with this guy. It's like if he found somebody that was just like him, he would hate them. But he wants all these fucking retards to try to be like him or agree with him. But then, like I said, if somebody actually becomes like him, he would hate them. And so Jaffe, being successful businessman himself, Keemstar totally projecting, saying, is this some 14-year-old fuck authority thing? No, Keem, that was you when you started Drama Alert, when you had a fresh, clean cut, no beard. Which you had that picture, don't you, Tim's?
Oh, yeah, that picture's up on the thumbnail right now. You want me to go ahead and show the thumbnail again to remind all the audience?
Show it. Yeah, let's show what Keemstar looks like without the beard. And why he has a beard.
Oh, yeah. Here's why, ladies and gentlemen, it is on screen. Look at this. Look at this. Look at it. Look at it.
Look at it. Look at it. Look at it.
Look at this. He's got like the double chin thing going on.
You wonder why guys like this that are like 5'7" and have an inferiority complex, they have to do shit to compensate, like getting an expensive cyber truck, getting a blonde model girlfriend that's an airhead, fucking growing a beard out. You know, they do all this shit to compensate for something. I'm not gonna say it's little dick syndrome. I'm not gonna say it's not little dick syndrome.
I'm just saying, I'm pretty sure he has a Napoleon dick.
Oh, brother. Well, we don't need to hear about Keemstar penis time.
Yeah, we're not here for oh God, I was gonna say something horrible, but I'm not.
You seem like an intellectual guy, like a smart guy, right? And Becky, she's a graduate, right? And you guys are coming to the conclusion that the grass is green and the sky is blue. I thought that was mind-blowing.
What?
So what I would say on the first part about there is no masking insecurity. You have to understand, I am absolutely really bothered by the fact that our show isn't performing better, because I think it's a really good show, Keem. I think it's interesting. I think it's unique. I think it's different. And we are working every day. Hell, we were talking after the show, me, Bunny, and Tech today, going, let's literally mathematically look at the fucking watch time and go, where are the moments where we're losing people, and where are the moments where we're building?
I do know why Lolcow Madhouse has been going down in viewership. Keemstar sabotaged it. He put it on a way earlier time slot. And Madhouse is something that should be on late at night.
It should be like Rewind. It should be like around Rewind's time.
Well, where the old Tech Talk time used to be. It should be after Rewind. It should go... The full schedule should be Cafe, and then it should go nerds, that's fine. Honestly, nerds and cafe could just go all together. But nerds, milkers, Lolcow Live, Queens, Rewind, then Madhouse, Test, and Aussie. That's what it should be. But instead, they got Madhouse after Cafe. Sorry, it's rough having to follow those boys. Ken and Beans, boy and girl. It's rough having to follow those two.
It's not really that entertaining either. Because what are you going to talk about?
Keemstar could have been not paying any of these people money, except he could have had the 3 shows. He could have had Live, Queen, and Rewind, right?
Yep.
Could have just kept it those 3. And then everybody else could have, because a lot of these other people are just fans that ended up getting promoted to having their own show. Ken is a mod who pays money to Lolcow, and now he has a Lolcow show. It's like, dude, people like Ken and Glammy and Eric and Zay Zooted, they would come on regular ass Lolcow Live if you wanted to have them as a guest or to bring them on, because they used to bring on people from the Discord onto the shows, and it could just be you don't have to pay them. What they need to fucking do is have a highlight section for Lolcow Live. They need to have highlight videos, because sorry, shows are making bank off the fact that you don't do highlights, like Breaking Banquet, Lolcow Live highlights. It's not officially Lolcow. Fucking Round 1. They're making bank off of clipping your shit and putting up highlights, while you don't.
Well, I was gonna say, not only that, but we bank off of it pretty well. I've done pretty well in the past using it, and on top of all of that,
this is different. I was going to say ours is different because we're analyzing it. We're doing what Rewind should be doing and Rewind doesn't do. We're analyzing what's happening and giving a take that isn't spoon-fed by Keem. Because, first of all, what kind of criticisms are you able to throw at Lolcow Live if you work under the Lolcow branding like Lolcow Rewind does? Honestly, what criticisms can you safely throw there if you're under the thumb of Keemstar himself?
Fuck all.
Yeah, that show doesn't critically analyze things or go over clips like what we do. And no show does that, not like how we're doing. Chill Force may have a take on things, but I think our take, we're actually having an entertaining show that goes along with it, and we don't just cover Lolcow stuff. But I'm going to get off my soapbox. I've talked too long. We can continue.
I was going to finish it off real quick by saying, you wanted to talk about bringing on fans and mods. Someone else that got brought on was right after Review Tech got kicked off. Once Two Cents wanted to get on. He wanted to get on, and he tried his damnedest. And now he runs his own channel that nobody watches.
Wah.
So, that just goes to show you that Keemstar can't just pick a mod just because they happen to be paying and make a show out of them. You just can't. That's not how that works. And that's what he's trying to do. And look where it's gotten him. Not very fucking far.
Now he's got all these channels that, have like a few thousand subscribers, and they have a few hundred people that watch, and, it's just like...
He's oversaturated.
They're all covering the same shit over and over again and being repetitive. It's like, man, you really don't need that many fucking shows.
It's oversaturated the market, and... It's only going to be a matter of time before people take a look at all the Lolcow stuff and they go, you know what? Fuck this. I want something different. And they fuck off to somewhere else. It's only because it's happened to Drama Alert. Why wouldn't it happen to Lolcow? Why wouldn't it?
I'd say they're doing a quantity over quality approach. And really, if you go back to the peak of Lolcow, both financially and public reception-wise, it was the Boogie Cancer stuff, right?
Yep.
And that had like 20,000 concurrent watching. when they were live, and it wasn't every day, but when they were live, it was must-see TV. They didn't have certain rules like we got to end it after an hour and a half or 2 hours. They let the show flow naturally. If it went longer, great. You know what I mean? Sometimes there's just nothing to talk about on stream every fucking day. If we sat here and did Clout Chases every fucking day, it would get boring and repetitive, or we'd have to be digging harder for subjects.
And not only that, but most of us, like me and you, we don't have that kind of time either. We both got jobs.
Shit going on.
Yeah, we both got jobs that we're working on top of doing this. So I couldn't imagine like working in full. Yeah, personal lives, personal things, and we also have other ambitions that we're working on. Not only that, we also have personal YouTube channels as well. So I couldn't imagine not only having to do this every single day, work a full-time job, plus do my own channel. After a while, something would have to give. So that's why I love this once a week approach, because not only that, but it allows me to gather my thoughts about what I'm about to witness, or completely walk into it cold and just react from what I'm seeing, like I did with Jaffe. I had no idea he said anything about Keemstar needing a man up and get thicker skin. And that's why you got my genuine jaw-dropped reaction, because I didn't see it beforehand. I had no idea.
Oh, yeah.
So that's why I love this once-a-week approach, because I can walk into this. I know I'm ranting. I'm going to finish it up real quick. I know that every other day or every day would gather probably a big audience, but I would lose interest in what I'm doing, and eventually I would quit and just go, fuck it, you can pick somebody else to live stream. I don't want to do this anymore. Wouldn't you agree?
Or you would end up playing Lego games on stream. Inside joke.
Let's continue, because we've been on our soapbox long enough.
There's no masking. I want the show to fucking fly. Like, I want it to be the #1 fucking show on the channel, and the fact that it's not keeps me up at night. So there's nothing. I'm not hiding behind that. I'm sad how.
Well, that's great. That's great, and I'm down to help.
I'm down to help.
The show does succeed. I just don't understand all these little zingers back and forth. And
they're not zingers. I'm fascinated by people, and like, for example, the Becky thing.
Fascinated by people.
I'm sorry you took it as a little jab, but basically what I was saying is, Becky was telling me the story of how she got to fat camp, and I'm trying to remember the specifics, but it sounded, I know what it was. She was like, Keem really wanted to get with me and figure out what the issue was, and it was really important that we did it in person. And I said, but that's weird to me, that it's like, if he wants to do it in person, then wait till fat camp. To me, it makes sense that the only reason he wanted to do it in person and that you were willing to pay half the cost is because you knew you'd get good content out of it. Now, that may not... But I don't think, as a fellow intellectual guy... So that's all we were saying.
Okay, but... See, the thing is she leaves so much context out, right? So there's the context where we resolved
the context
camp like multiple times, and she went back on our agreement, right?
What?
And didn't show up. And then she went off, did her own stream. She had 800 viewers. 30 minutes later, she has 500 viewers. The stream was a dud on her own personal channel. She lost viewership. And
he was so shook by that
stream. Oh my God!
I actually want to come to fat camp. Can we figure this out and resolve this
is all
so I can go to fat camp?
You're
but then she paints a picture on this show with you, yesterday, saying that I begged for her to be there, which is just not true.
So, okay, let me ask you guys a question, because I know this is Becky's show, and I'm going to back out. I don't want to take over the content here.
I don't mind. I'm waiting for Tina.
Well, let me just make it clear for both you guys. I don't know. how do so for example, Becky tells me something and I go, yeah, that tracks, that makes sense. You tell me something, I go, okay, how am I supposed to know who to believe? Should I just stay in my own little madhouse world and not talk to anybody? Because it seems like everybody's got a view of the events. Even when you're talking about Becky's show, I watched a little bit of Becky's show, and I don't know what part you saw, but she was like in the multiple thousands of viewers. It wasn't 500. Oh! But again, that may have been at a very different part of the show, Keem. So I'm going to just say
that was on Queens. I was talking about her personal channel.
No, I was too. No, I was too. Her personal channel. That's what I'm talking about. So what I'm saying though is, though, that's. I mean, it's easily provable. But regardless, though.
He's fucking by the truth.
You want to know how you can prove it? There's a thing called Streamblade. Streamblade, what it does is it tracks how much money you make, how your viewership is, what your subscriber count is. If you go back and you use it, you can actually trace where she had over 5,000 concurrent people watching her for 2 hours straight, and then it started sliding down. And that was after she was done talking about Keemstar.
You open up another tab, go to Becky's personal channel. Actually, no, I'll just tell you what it is, so you don't have to do that. I can pull it up because I'm subscribed. Let me pull it up real quick on my phone. I give you a trust me, bro, on this.
Well, it could be easily fact checked.
It could be easily fact checked.
Because like subscriber count bounces up and down all the time. That's natural. But I love that he points out, he's like, look, I listen to Becky. She tells me something. Yeah, that makes sense based on what happened. Now you come in here, you're telling me something different. Well, it kind of fits with what could have possibly happened. So what am I supposed to do? Sit here and talk to nobody and do nothing with anybody?
She had 23,000 total views on that Becky live stream that she did solo.
Yep, 23,000.
And then if you go to Queens, because that was her personal channel, right?
Yep.
If you go to Queens, yesterday, her and Tina together on Queens, I cannot believe it, had exactly 23,000 views. Keemstar, again, tell me how Becky needs you.
Yeah.
Tell me how Becky needs you. Oh, and then this stream right here,
the one we're watching right now.
We're watching 31,000 views. And this is the one where, Becky and Jaffe are owning team. And do you know that Becky stream where she came back from Fat Camp and she solo streamed on Queens had 42,000 views.
It's like you can clearly tell that Keemstar is just reaching for stuff. Because, like you said, 31,000. Sure, she may have only gotten 23,000 on her personal channel, but that's 23,000 off of one live stream. That one, multiple put together, one. Imagine if she continued going. I don't know I don't know what crack Keemstar might be smoking, but he needs to get off of it because it's making him delusional.
So, he said Becky just had a stream like a few days ago. It's 42K views. A stream on Lolcow Live during Fat Camp 5 days ago had 39,000 views. Get filmed, team.
Yeah. Again, and that just goes to show you that he needed Becky, because if I'm not mistaken, that one in particular was the one where Becky shows up and that whole fight goes down.
And by the way, if you want to play the clip a little bit more and we'll listen, I'm going to send you something on Discord. I that's going to blow your fucking mind. And after you get it here in a minute, I want you to react to what I'm sending you. And then we'll talk about that. Because I just
you recommend a new person coming into work in this universe. Who do you believe? I mean, everybody's got their own take on it, and I'm not looking to piss people off. I want to do a great show that lives and dies on its own, whether or not we integrate and marble in the DNA of this drama or that drama. So Becky says this, you say that. Maybe my solution is just to stay the fuck out of it. Because everybody's, you know, I thought Tina was playing a bit when I first got here. Turned out I hurt that goddamn woman's feelings. I don't fucking know.
This is breaking fucking news, brother.
You were theorizing.
Do you want to talk about it?
Yeah, we gotta talk about this. We gotta talk about this. Give me 1 second. I do not want to dox my DMs when I just clicked the wrong button. My bad, audience members. All right.
Talk about this, and then we'll watch more of this clip. But this is breaking fucking news. You want to break it?
Yeah, let's go ahead and do it right now.
Or do you understand it? What I'm seeing is what I'm seeing, and what I'm hearing.
Oh my God. Oh my God. What's that in? Oh, man.
You realize what they're going to do now.
Oh, God. Help us on this one. Oh, God. Oh no. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, audience members? Yeah. This is happening.
Your new host for Lolcow Live is EDP445.
No. You gotta stop it. Stop it. Stop it.
No! Why?
Oh my God.
So let me get this straight. Wings of Redemption had to be fired. And their solution is to bring in EDP445 today.
Oh. No. Why? What the fuck? No. What the fuck? Why him? Why? I will take the wife beater over the pedophile any day of the week. And that was horrible. Oh.
So all those people that moraled out about Wings, what do you got to say now? What do you got to say now? Is Wings all that bad compared to EDP445?
Oh, why him? Why him? Why couldn't it be somebody else? I would take Richard over he's a dumbass USA over them. Any day. I would rather watch Rich kiss chickens and play with his nipples than to listen to the fucking pedophile 445. I don't want to hear Cupcake Man give an opinion about anything because he wanted to fuck a 13-year-old. Oh.
That's bad.
Oh,
I'm not a moral, everything's morally wrong. Take it off the internet. This is bad.
No, just no.
Let's do our best to go back to our clip, please. And we'll worry about this maybe next week.
Oh, fucking kill me now. Oh, I don't wanna. I hate this man.
No
No, we were not. I have nothing opposed to that. If I'm anything, I'm a Satanist by the new definition of Satanism. I got no issues with Satanism. Becky was positing that you basically have a cult. You're a sadist. You have sadistic tendencies, she said. And that might track, but that's not Satanism.
I very much do not worship Satan. Very much.
No one don't. Yes, yes. No one here thinks you worship Satan. That was never brought up. Beelzebub was never mentioned once in that conversation.
Okay, sure. All I know is.
What do you mean? What do you mean? Okay, sure. Are you saying I'm lying to you? I will give you $100,000 right now on PayPal.
If I were to take that clip out of context and played it in front of let's say
a jury,
100,000. Let's say 100,000 people. I think probably 85% would say that you guys were saying that I'm worshiping Satan or something, or I'm a Satanist or whatever the fuck.
Do you know the difference between sadist and Satanist?
No, because I'm not into Satan.
Holy.
No, I know.
You really don't know the difference between a sadist and a Satanist. Is that what you're saying, Keemstar?
100% do not know.
Okay, well, please trust me when I tell you they have nothing. Now, you could have a Satanist who is a sadist, but they have nothing to do with either. They're not related.
Try not to laugh at them.
They sound alike.
Sadistic means you enjoy watching other people suffer. That's what sadistic means.
I don't like seeing people suffer. I like seeing people win. You know what I mean? When Becky got her head shaved, that was a massive win for Becky in this community. And then her very next stream back, she just threw all that goodwill away.
I'll pause it. Am I allowed to rage out? Am I allowed to rage out? Please tell me I'm allowed to.
Go ahead, rage out.
There we go. For a man who fucking calls himself this so-called God-worshipping, God-fearing man, he fucking acts like a Satanist. Like he fucking worships Satan, and he is a sadistic prick. He is very sadistic. He is very sadistic. Here's the thing. He fucking made Boogie drink out of a piss bottle and said that was his way of redemption. He told the motherfucker he had to get this tattoo, and he had to do this, and he had to do that. Again, for salvation reasons, while claiming that he was leading him towards God. Motherfucker, you didn't lead him towards God. The only thing you did was piss him off. The only reason why he's even remotely beginning to understand God now is because he understands that without Jesus, his life's going to continue to be a living fucking hell, and it will only get worse. That is the only fucking reason. It wasn't you, motherfucker. You lying-ass little bastard. Fucking somebody who sits there and he talks about he praises Jesus every day and he does this and he does that. Motherfucker, when was the last time you led someone to salvation on the show? On the show. Not off camera, on the show. Because I can tell you, I've led people to salvation in front of other people's eyes beforehand. I've got DMs and screenshots to fucking prove it. Motherfucker, what have you done? You lying-ass little bastard. Fucking talking so much shit. And how the fuck you not know what the difference is between a Satanist and a Satanist? Literally, Satanist is the difference, is like Christianity. Like calling someone a Christian, it means that you worship Satan. Satanist is a worshiper of Satan and the devil, who is a horrible fucking creature. And a Satanist is somebody who gets off on the pain of others. How the fuck do you not know that definition? I thought you went to school. How do I, who hasn't been to fucking school, know this? How is this possible? How far has our education system fallen that motherfuckers like this can run multi-million-dollar businesses but not know the difference? How is this possible? Someone tell me. Fucking lying-ass numb little bastard. He ain't got a fucking chin. Runs away like a fucking coward when he's confronted. Fucking bitch. You got anything?
You said all I needed to say on that part.
Fucking I hate it when these motherfuckers use Christianity to make money, but did not do the work that you're supposed to do. That's why you don't see me bragging about my religion and my religious beliefs, because that's not what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to be the light to the world, not brag that you are the light to the world. I don't remember Jesus saying, and thou shalt brag about the fact that that has been saved in front of sinners. I remember him saying, go to the nations and make disciples of all. I remember reading that. I don't remember Jesus reading, and thou shalt make Boogie drink his own piss in order to gain salvation. I don't remember reading that in the Bible. Maybe that was in Keem chapter 11, verse 17,000. Maybe that's where that was. Maybe he's got a special Bible that I'm not aware of.
You could clip this, but if Keemstar went to heaven, he'd start negotiating with God. What percentage of heaven can I own, and how soon can I buy you out?
You know, what's so bad is I could fucking see that happening. I could legitimately see him trying that fucking stunt, like negotiating his way. Oh, fucking unbelievable crack addict son of a bitch. It did.
But if you do want religious Lolcow talk, there is Lol Angels. You know, a bastion of glory over there.
Oh yeah, a bastion of glory. Not like threatening people with physical violence, having mental breakdowns, and claiming you're the Joker while looking like the world's worst cosplay of Harley Quinn I've ever seen in my entire life. And the other one looks so fucking retarded.
Open up a second tab and then go down to Lol Angels and play their theme song again. We gotta show the audience this. I forgot who the fuck they were.
Oh God! Why? I don't even know if I'm gonna find them.
Lol Angels.
oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I forgot that.
I've dated Ruby's DM. Seems like a nice girl.
Oh God. No, I don't even want to look it up.
LOL Angels.
What the hell is going on? There we go.
There's a space between the LOL and the.
Oh, so they did actually put a space. So they did put a space there. I thought they took that out. Okay, they did. They added it back. Of course they did. Well, I'm not surprised. What the fuck?
Go to their earlier videos. There should be a little intro.
Let's see that one right there, right?
That's not it.
What the fuck is this?
Oh, you're on. Oh, wait, that might be it.
What is it?
That might be it. That 32-second.
What the fuck is this?
Even more away from like the Keemstar stuff, we're just gonna call it LOL Angels instead of like LOL Angels.
But they can call it whatever they want, you know, it is what it is.
What the fuck?
That's not even the theme song, but whatever.
Look at this! Look at this woman right here. Fucking got no brains. She's got no brains. There's nothing behind those eyes. Nothing. And then you got the psychopath over here. Pretends like she's the Joker when she's far fucking from it.
Back to the videos menu.
Yeah, this.
It's which one is it?
Staying positive, fucking staying positive.
It's under shorts.
Possible.
It's under shorts.
Let's go to oldest.
No.
Well, yeah, there's that. There's that. You showed me one of these. Oh yeah, that Ruby's room was a mess. That one. That was the one you showed me. I went.
Get ready, Lol Angels. Just do the get ready, Lol Angels are coming. I don't know what they did with the theme song. This is good Christian content.
I thought my room was a fucking mess. Oh, come on.
Let's get back to our main topic. We got way off the fucking rails.
I want to shoot myself. I want to shoot myself for watching that.
My very next stream back, if I'm not mistaken, was my stream yesterday, and people really enjoyed it.
Not according to the numbers.
Well, yeah, because was not e-begging yesterday because we had a lot of that and a lot of people were tapped out, and I wanted them to just be able to kick back and enjoy a show. I was not aiming
stream was higher than yours,
a lot of donations yesterday.
Oh my God!
Trying to chat with the audience.
Hey, but let me just say this. I'm going to let you guys chat. I'm sorry, Keem, but I would when you get settled, welcome back home. I'm glad you guys got home safe. Would love your input on if we actually have a shot at making Madhouse work. If we don't, we don't. No hard feelings. I love the show.
I already have plans. I have some good plans to move that show.
When are you available to talk? You want to talk starting next week, or you want to talk today, or when do you want to do that?
This weekend, in the next couple of days, I'll reach out to Protect.
Excellent. All right. Glad you got home safe. I assure you, look, if I got beef with you, I'll let you know it. There's no need to do little jabs. I'll let you know it. I think I do, and you don't agree with everything I do, but I got no issues with you, sir. And Becky, I like you as well. I'm a big fan. So you guys be well. Have a great weekend. I'm here if you need me. Which God, what world do you need me? Think about that. What's that about? Be well.
Hello. Yes, Jeffrey.
What's the difference? What the fuck is the difference between a Satanist and a Satan? Like, what's the difference?
So a Satanist is generally people think of somebody who worships Satan, or just somebody who doesn't worship God, depending on who you ask. A sadist is like being sadistic. It's like the S in BDSM, which is like you enjoy giving people pain. Excuse me.
Okay, so it's the same thing. Come on.
It's not.
How is that different?
No.
Get it?
Did he just try to condemn a bunch of Christians who have BDSM fantasies? Did he seriously just do that?
He really doesn't get the difference between a sadist and a Satanist. He doesn't get the difference.
Oh, he knows.
He does not.
This is him trying to rage bait people. This is what it is. He's trying to rage bait because he has nothing else. He legitimately has nothing on her, so he's trying every which fucking way possible to get something, and he thinks this is him getting something on her. Because there's no fucking way in hell.
Calls the cops on Grace. Always demands that he has a W. Never accepts the L. Doesn't like to pay his former employees. Is this
Review Tech USA?
Review Tech USA?
No way. They're twins. They're fucking twins. They're fucking twins. They're twins.
Keemstar's just. Oh.
Whoa, buddy.
So much. Keemstar is just a skinnier, more well-off Review Tech USA. No.
Whoa, buddy. This is that. Yep. Should have fucking known. Why am I surprised by this? Why am I surprised? They both like each other, and they both fuck each other over at the exact same time. They both fuck their editors over.
Pretend we're froze on camera. 3, 2, 1. Okay, that's enough.
Like, why am I...
His buddy?
There we go. Now we got the camera working. Oh, the camera's on. The camera's been on the whole time, huh? So here's the thing. Why am I not surprised? Because both of them done the exact same thing. Both of them fucked their editors over. Both of them had called back their editors to love on them and then fucked them over again. Keemstar Links, Review Tech, and JKB. Both of them banned them from chats, banned them from this, banned them from that, and then it's only going to be a matter of time before Keemstar brings Links back. No. history's repeating itself. Oh. Oh, God. Well, this time I'm staying out of it. I am not helping anybody. Because the last time I tried helping somebody, I got fucked over by the person I tried to help.
So, Eli Gaming did tell me that, he misses wings, and he had a special message about the wings situation. I'm going to go ahead and repeat. He said, "Leave wings alone! Just leave them alone! Leave wings alone! Leave them alone!"
Why am I not surprised? Because he was crying at me about it earlier, yesterday about it too.
Sorry. He didn't tell me this. He didn't tell me this. But just this is what I think he thought.
Well, he called me and then I went to answer and he hung up. He's like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to call you." I'm like, sure you didn't.
Open up the second tab and play the Leave Britney Alone thing real quick.
Oh God, I don't even think I have that, do I? Do I?
On YouTube, just if you look "Leave Britney Alone," I'm sure it'll pop up. Then we'll give the audience some context where this clip is from.
Oh, real quick.
Referencing.
Oh God.
Leave Britney Alone.
There it is, right there. Oh God, I remember this woman. Oh my God, it's been years.
Do you not remember the record?
No, actually, it's been fucking years since I'd seen this.
Yeah. I just played the clip uninterrupted 2 minutes.
Leave
Britney alone! Please!
That's exactly what. That's exactly what. I'm an asshole. But that's what.
Let's go back to the show. Let's go back to the show.
It's not, and see, that kind of taps into like our conversation that Jaffe and I were having yesterday on narcissism, because narcissists are prone to black or white thinking, and you're taking what we said and you're immediately making it bad. We weren't necessarily placing judgments on that. We were just saying that was
okay,
like.
Well, if you get off on torturing and humiliating people, then you probably are doing the work of Satan, right?
No, I don't think so.
God. Oh, God.
Not at all.
What is wrong with you?
Because you have to be religious to even believe in there being a Satan, and there's plenty of atheists out there who are perfectly sadistic.
Okay, but I am religious, so to me, that is the same thing.
It's not the same. What if you have a partner who is a masochist, which means they enjoy receiving pain and you enjoy giving pain? Then it's not necessarily bad in that context if it's with consent between two adults. That's the difference.
Is that okay?
Real quick, while you give a little bit of your opinion, I want to look up a Bible verse. Can you give me a second?
Yeah, I'll give an opinion while you're looking that up. So, breaking news, Keemstar clearly has vanilla sex, number one, because he doesn't even really understand BDSM. Number two is he thinks being a sadist is equivalent to being a Satanist since he's religious. Well, then I have news for you, Keemstar. Then, by your definition, you probably are a Satanist then. Because I guarantee you, by your own worldview, ICE would not want you doing half the shit you do. And I don't know if you're Catholic or whatever, and you got to see the priest every week to absolve your sins, but they weigh heavy on you, man. In fact, I think you need a punishment, Keemstar. I think you need a punishment for all the sin you've caused against your fellow man. You need to shave that motherfucking beard. Let's see it, man. Shave that motherfucking beard.
Let's see. Let's see. It's not quite the one that I want, but I'll go with this one right here. No, I'm gonna go with a different one. I'm gonna go with a different one because there's one that I want.
Clip out a little,
Yeah, I'm gonna let the play
and then we'll read.
because there's one I want.
Okay. Well, all I could think of are like sexual examples or something, but like, because that's where you usually talk about this. But it's like, if somebody likes it hard and you give it to them hard to the point where it hurts a little, that doesn't mean you're a Satanist. It means you both agreed to do that and both like it. If you know, it's
okay, but that also doesn't fit your definition of Satan or Satans or whatever the fuck you said.
Sadistic
So it's like,
sadism.
look, guys.
Here we go. From Ephesians chapter 5 verse 28, in the same way husbands ought to love their wives as their own bodies. He who loves his wife loves himself. After all, no one ever hated their own body, but they feed and care for their body, just as Christ does for the church, for we are all members of his body. For this reason, a man must leave his father and mother to be united with his wife, and the two must become one in the flesh. For this is the profound ministry, but I am talking about Christ and the church. However, each one of you must also love his wife as he loves himself, and the wife must respect her husband. That clearly, that was Paul speaking to the church of Ephesians, telling them to respect and love their partner, no matter what that partner likes.
Oh, hold up. Brantley, we haven't even brought up Brantley in the conversation, really.
No.
We're talking about how Keemstar treats other people bad. And that verse said, love yourself. Keemstar has no problem loving himself. He loves himself too much is the fucking problem.
I don't think he loves himself. I think he loves the ego that he has, not truly himself. Because if he truly loved himself, he would humble himself. He does not humble himself. I have never seen him be humble about anything.
Yeah, he's definitely not humble.
And that's why I got the Bible First Fun. I felt like I had to bring that up because if he wants to play that fucking game, then he needs to be challenged. And I won, and I'm happy. Let's continue, because I'm sure he's going to go on this 5-minute rant that nobody gives a shit about.
Everyone's doing this like little wordplay thing and this,
wordplay
stuff. You guys were basically saying that, you know, I worship Satan or whatever.
We were not.
You know, well, based on the definition you just gave me, yeah, that I would be into torturing people and humiliating them.
Listen,
I just disproved that already.
That's not what I'm into.
Listen, for what it's worth, I've said I'm highly sociopathic, which is something most people regard as way worse than narcissistic. It wasn't something to like discredit you, and I feel like you think that like Jaffe, and just I'm putting any guard down, right? I'm just having an open, vulnerable conversation with you.
Oh yeah.
You taking jabs at you or being manipulative, but Jaffe told you the same type of thing I would normally tell you, which is that if we want something, we just ask. It's not always a play.
So here's the thing. I'm not into torturing people and humiliating people. What I am into is like you getting a fat check every month, right? And knowing that I played a part in your success. What I am into is our audience truly enjoying the content that they're watching and feel like
the audience,
you know, they're getting something of immense value by being a subscriber or member or even donating a show. What I'm into is everyone, you know, winning. Everyone, the audience, the host, me. That's what I'm into. I'm not, you guys were painting me like I'm some fucking sick weirdo. And I'm like, what the fuck? You are during that show. And I was like, look, I've been in the entertainment business for like 15 years. I've done all different types of content. You know, it's not all shooting, you know, Roxy with
a. Okay. 15 years doing all kinds of content. What kind of fucking content, Keemstar? You started off fucking in Halo 3.
Calling people names. N-word.
And, N-word and insulting people for content. And that's your start. This is you the whole time. Done podcasts that are edgy over the years, kids' basement, or my mom's basement, whatever the fuck he called it.
Mom's basement.
And fucking other fucking podcasts or whatever. And now Lolcow Live. And he did Drama Alert, which covered fucking drama and people's pain and suffering for years.
And made
so you, sir, your entire fucking discography of your content has been built off of other people's suffering.
I'll say, not only that, you mind if I hammer on a little more about the Christianity portion of this? This so-called morality they has?
Make it brief. Do it, but then we make it brief, and then we're going to continue the clip.
Yeah, I wanted to bring it like this. For the man that says he does God's work, why did you drag Basher versus relationship through the fucking mud? Where you convinced him to make comments like, oh, I got to fuck her in the ass, and, well, at least why I got to do this to her and do that to her? Well, she's a dirty whore, and all these horrendous comments and statements. And then you brought her on to destroy him even further. Because at the end of the documentary about that from Gamer from Mars, you made the statement, well, Basherverse, I won in the end. I manipulated everything to my advantage. I don't recall Christ saying that you're supposed to manipulate your fellow man into doing what you want.
He's the king snake that Phil prophesied.
That's what I wanted to tie it into. For a man that says he worships God and he does what God says, I hadn't seen anything in Ephesians that matches what he does. Nor have I seen anything of his content that matches.
He didn't go to church Sunday. He was on fucking live stream having boogie worship at his feet. They fucking sat there and reviewed fat camp footage that nobody gave a shit about.
I didn't see him praising the Lord. I didn't see him praying for other people. I didn't see him praying for wings. No, instead, he's like, I'm never going to forgive you. Let's see. Jesus said, and when Peter asked Jesus, what should I do if my brother turns against me? Jesus replied, turn the other cheek. You didn't turn the other cheek with wings. You told him you would never forgive him. What kind of man of God does that?
All right. When Wings was rushing the stage, he turned both his ass cheeks off the stage. That's what he meant by turn the other cheek.
He literally took Jesus literal instead of actually following his commands. Fucking jackwagon.
Tim's, I will say, if you play religious games, you're going to win religious prizes because I will take everything that's said in the Bible literally when you bring it up.
Well, I'm not saying not to expose too much about you, but you used to be a pastor as well, so you can understand my frustration of him using the Bible as this fucking morality card that makes him just perfect and everybody else gets to suffer. At least I hope you understand where I'm coming from.
Well, only Keem. Here's what I will say in his slight defense. Only Keem can really know his actual relationship with God, and I will not speculate on it. But what I will say is, as a human being, whether you're looking at it from the secular point of view or not, this man is a total piece of shit. And he is a narcissist. That is just a fucking fact.
But who wants to bet that he will not do anything about that narcissism?
All gun. You know, it's
I would say that's extremely sadistic. I would say that's okay. Sorry, with TTS.
$19.99. There is no way you're this dumb. Keem Satan is a biblical character. Sadistic is saying you like pain. Satan most times tries to be nice, so you will give him your soul. Dumb.
Okay, well, hopefully you heard that. But no, like, I I absolutely say that, shooting somebody with a paintball gun is sadistic when you know how much that hurts. That's my opinion on something. And I would say if your goal is to get these, big paychecks for people, one way to ensure that doesn't happen is if employees or contractors or whatever are so scared to talk for fear of being reprimanded that we can't really do our jobs. Like, we are here to entertain.
See?
If this is if the LCU is a place where people are afraid to talk, then I think you guys have a lot of freedom, because all anyone does is talk shit. All times.
But we get punished
the
for
fact
it.
that you would paint a narrative, the fact that you would paint a narrative that this is North Korea is fucking hilarious.
I see you're
Because it is.
like
It is.
again. I'm not saying it's North Korea, but I am saying that anytime I say something, or apparently Jaffe says something,
By the way, I want to say
with your vision of
in the chat too, I watched the whole chat replay as this was going on too. Keem always like to say stuff, hoping the chat will agree with him or whatever. The entire fucking chat was all pro Becky in this back and forth exchange.
Oh yeah, it was all Becky. Oh, because he wants to talk about how it's not North Korea. Then why can't we say Grace? Why can't we say Lynx? Why can't we talk about them? Why can't we talk about Review Tech that much? Why can't we talk? Why can't we talk shit about them? Why? We're supposed to have the freedom of speech, right?
Names without being banned. I paid $20 TTS super chat about Grace and Ben, and just to test out if I'd be banned. I was fucking banned. I can't give them any more money.
That's fucking great. Like,
How much more North Korea do you get than that? You can't say a word, a name.
yeah, and they. Matter of fact, Lynx is actually a fucking cat, by the way. That's a cat. And yes, I know the spelling's slightly different. Lynx uses an I instead of a Y, but it's still a cat. So what if I'm talking about a fucking cat that is native to North America, both in Canada and here in the U.S.? Like, some of them are actually down here in Georgia.
In fact, I had to use the word Gracie instead of Grace because the word Grace is actually automatically banned from popping up.
Which is like mind-blowing to me. Absolutely mind-blowing.
This is DSP level censorship. This guy is like DSP and RTU. Honestly, he just has a bigger bravado about him, more money, but he has severe insecurity issues that have been totally fucking exposed by Grace and Ben over the last few weeks, and he's spiraling and making the worst decisions. And it is North Korea. Look at the wing situation. First it was democracy, then it was, let's see if the audience wants wings back. They resoundingly say yes, and he's like, no. So this would be like Trump winning the election over Kamala, and then fucking Biden says, no, that didn't happen.
And not like Trump in the sense where he protested in the courts and lost. No, this would be like Joe Biden signing an executive order saying that the election didn't happen at all and that Kamala Harris is the new president of the United States. That's exactly how that comes off.
So he runs a poll. Either maybe when he runs polls, he's expecting a poll to go a certain way. And when it doesn't, then he ignores the results of the poll. And when it does, he uses the poll to justify it. And I will always remember when they were setting up Queens, this man had such a fucking ego. He's like, I'm going to run a poll. People will agree. Well, first, Tina said she wanted Grace on the show. And Link said she wanted Becky. It came down to Grace and Becky. And Grace won the fucking poll and it threw Keem off. And she won the poll like a 70-30 split. So they had to give Grace the job. And because that's what he said when they were deciding between Grace and Becky. And ever since that moment, Keemstar did every fucking thing in his power to get Grace off the show and get Becky on the show.
No. everything.
Man is an audience of one.
Himself, and only himself. He does not give a flying fuck about his fans. Because I could point to you to somebody who does give a flying fuck about his fans. Markiplier. Time and time and time again, there's examples of him doing charity work, him working with his audience members to make movies. As a matter of fact, you remember the LA fires? You remember that? He was going around neighborhoods like hundreds of miles away from him with a chainsaw in the back of his car and cutting down tree limbs, removing fences, cutting down doors, opening places up to help get people out, to save people's lives.
You want to go ahead and rapid fire through more of this clip before we get out of here? We'll talk through a little.
Oh, yeah. Well, I'm just saying.
Get reprimanded, and that means we're not really free to talk.
Excuse me.
Oh, reprimanded.
You have a right to say what you feel. Do I not?
Yeah, sure. But the difference is you threatened to fire me.
Becky, do I have to sit here in silence and not respond to you guys call me a Satanist? I don't think so, motherfucker. My platform's way bigger. I'll reach way more people. I have my own voice.
But see, you're doing it right now, though.
Wow.
Throwing your power around in a relationship, a business relationship, where the power dynamic is uneven. Like when you started your call with me today saying that Michael is tired of working with me, you're kind of tired of working with me, and you both want to say fuck it, that's very manipulative, and that's putting me on my back foot. Well, if it's true, then
you know where we're at and how we're feeling, or should we lie to you?
Not if you feel that way every 3 days. Like, it's reasonable.
Fucking
Becky, you're unreasonable. That's why I feel like that every time.
Unreasonable. Unreasonable.
I need somebody. I need Jaffe. I need Becky. I need a lot of these people to live in reality with me, like base reality, like what's really going on.
You're not. You're distorting reality by saying that we're calling you a Satanist with.
You know how sometimes you know you're in the wrong?
Yeah.
Whenever you sit there and go, well, everybody else is wrong and I'm right. When he makes a statement like, everybody else around me needs to live in reality. Oh, buddy, at some point you got to look in the mirror. Maybe it's you that doesn't live in reality. Sorry, I had to throw that in there.
I was looking into New York State laws. Since he lives there and she lives there, I'm seeing some interesting stuff about how certain work dynamics like this is considered illegal in New York. So he needs to watch his step, because New York, the way they're putting it, he's overworking them, and then withholding wages is actually illegal. Funny enough, it's illegal right there. So he could have actually been arrested for not paying Tommy what he owed him, so he got fucking lucky there. He really got lucky. Let's see. It's supposed to be fair and equal treatment to all employees. He does not fairly treat any of his employees except for Boogie. Boogie was the only one that got any sort of fair treatment. Everyone else has been fuck all.
Did you know Star admitted in yesterday's live stream that when the cops showed up after Wings assaulted Kelly, did you know Keem lied to the cops? He admitted it too.
Oh yeah, he told. I watched that clip because Adam sent that clip to me. Our boss.
I almost put it in today's docket, but it was so last minute. And I'm sure maybe next week we might do a Wings update, because I kind of want to see how things play out this week. And I don't know what's going on with EDP 445 tonight, or what the fuck is going on there. If he's just doing a click, if he's not there and he's just doing a clickbait thumbnail, then he can also just equally go fuck himself.
Yeah.
For a false advertisement. Why would you advertise EDP 445 even in a thumbnail?
The only good thing that stream could be about is that they bring him on advertising he's going to be the new host, and it's just them fucking grilling him about the cupcake situation, and then the situation was good, Gene.
If EDP 445 is actually the brand new host of Lolcow Live,
I'm leaving.
we have a lot to talk about.
I'm cutting my subscriptions from the channels, cutting it. Fuck that noise. Fuck him too.
But yeah, him admitting to lying to the police, he said, well, I don't think it was a crime or anything. It actually is a crime to lie to the police. It's called obstruction of justice.
Yeah, and and he did it in Texas too. That's what's even worse. Texas really fucking hates that shit.
Yep.
I swear to everything.
So, sorry, you might get a call from Texas, man. We'll see how invincible you are.
Yeah, let's see how strong your connections are when you have to stand in front of the state of Texas for protecting a woman who was assaulted and battered by her husband. We will see. Shall we play more?
Yeah, let's get through more of this.
We applied a label to your behavior, not even to you, but to your behavior.
Do you think you or Jaffe will be able to convince this audience that you weren't calling me that? I mean, you gave me the definition. It's the same thing.
No, it's not.
It's not, and the whole chat's disagreeing with you right now. The whole chat's disagreeing with you and saying you're being sensitive. Yeah.
I highly doubt that.
You could take a look at it yourself. You have access.
Yeah, let me open up the panel right now.
And I shouldn't be threatened the same way you.
Look at that. Look at that.
To quit content.
W Becky.
I came back and
W Becky. Maybe there's a couple L's here and there.
I heard it to you as well that I will not quit.
Go away, Keem. You're ruining the show.
Afraid of me constantly walking away. Well, if you threaten me by
Milkers is North Korea.
tired of working.
Milkers is North Korea.
Constantly afraid of being thrown away, and that puts me in a state.
Keem asked ChatGPT.
Want to talk?
I'm sorry, but didn't you just go live on Queens yesterday and tell everybody that like Fat Camp was an unsafe environment and you blamed me for it when you put hands on another human there?
After
like
she
you
tried
literally
to my
put
property
hands
in
on
the
people.
Lake. See, this is exactly what I was upset with you about. You painted that narrative on your admittedly, as you just said, much larger platform where everyone will where everyone will believe you with complete disregard for what.
Why didn't Keem have rules in place from the jump?
There's no legal proof, and it wasn't recorded either.
And why didn't he?
Absolutely no proof of.
I'll pause it real quick. I want to pause it real quick to say this. And if he did have rules, why was the rules not clear? And why was not the rules repeated or have a banner sheets that he gave out and say, hey, make sure you read these rules? Like, these are the rules of like no touching people's property, no putting hands on each other without permission. Let's see, like
it actually all started with Kelly stealing Becky's hoodie. It's like, well, you shouldn't have even done that to start with.
Why are you stealing people's clothes? What the fuck? If you wanted the hoodie so fucking bad, why didn't you just say, hey, can I have it? Or hey, I'll pay you for it.
If you see it on Twitter, I made a Twitter post. Maybe you've seen it.
No, I didn't see it yet, but I want to look.
I tagged Wings and Tommy C. I said, you guys should just start a podcast together. Do your normal ass sit down podcast you always wanted to do on Lolcow Live. Do the two of you.
Oh yeah. Oh, dude, that show would go over fantastically.
I think it would get a lot of views. I think it would do well. I think it would be a good alternative / throwback to the old Lolcow Live, but in its own way, a more chill podcast. I would watch it, Wings and Tommy.
Cause like Tommy's a good host. So he's a good host, but I think he works well when he has other people and it's not just him.
Wings and Tommy would be great. That they don't even have to talk about Lolcow if they don't want to. They could talk about whatever the fuck. I think it'd be a good show. I think if Jaffe wanted to leave the Lolcow universe, Jaffe and Wings would be a good show.
Jaffe, Wings, and Tommy would be a fucking... a devastating combination.
Could do a three-host split and make the money, but I'm just saying, like, a combination of Wings and Jaffe or Wings and Tommy, or all three if you can make it work. I mean, and honestly, Keem should be worried if he doesn't pay Wings outright, right amount of money he's owed, or fix this shit or bring him back on the show. Keem should really worry about Wings connecting up with Grace or Lynx and, you know, really hitting back hard.
Oh yeah, because Wings doesn't give a shit if you take him to court. Because at that point, Keemstar is now looking at getting everything he has dragged into the fucking dirt and then some. He's fucked.
Yeah, we should get a little more of this clip in before we go. Let's see a little more. It gets a little better from here.
Oh yeah, it gets a little bit better. A little bit better.
Show me the proof that Roxy was not going to throw my $3,000 iPad into the lake.
Oh, fuck.
Did you or did you not put hands on her first?
No. I did not.
Okay.
She shoulder
She had hands on her property, though.
Yeah.
She shoulder checked me, and you would know that if you read the text I sent you instead of just complaining about them. She went to push past me and shoulder checked me after I warned her twice if she wasn't going to put that iPad down, I was going to have to stop her. I gave her two warnings on top of it.
You jumped on, you put hands on her first. I mean, you can just
Okay,
keep
see,
lying about it,
you're
but
not
you
in
did.
reality. You're
Everyone
not
there in the
reality,
room
Keem.
saw you put hands on her first. She did try to throw your
Everyone who was
stuff
in the room
in
was
the lake,
behind
but that was in
us.
response of you throwing her stuff in the lake.
In response to her throwing my hoodie in the lake first. So this is an endless game. You are not in touch with reality here, Keem, because you don't like it because it doesn't align with your definition of you always being right. And that's just not the case here. Sometimes you are wrong.
When it comes to who put hands on who first, you put hands on her first.
Here's what Keem thinks about being
I was also
wrong.
stranded at the airport.
He goes, I was wrong. That would be Keem if he ever had to admit when he was wrong.
Oh yeah. Him admitting he's fucking wrong is like a fucking unicorn existing. That's never gonna happen. He will never admit to it.
I think we've already got pretty much this part of the clip in. Let's go ahead and give the Wings update. Can we go to Lolcow Live highlights on YouTube? Let's go ahead and give out the update. Or maybe do you want me to send it to you? Would that be easier?
Let's see. I think I've watched it before. If I'm not
It
mistaken.
just happened yesterday.
There we go. Look how clips.
See if it's the same.
Apparently RTU. Oh, there's somebody else felting RTU.
Wait, who's felting RTU?
It was, so you want to go back. This gentleman, Kapakin, he is felting Rich
Okay.
right there. He's felting him.
But it looks like you had the right channel up. If
Right here.
there it is. I think it's that channel. We're done. So we'll go ahead and we'll do our Wings update here so we can clear the decks for next week.
Coming up next on Lolcow Live.
The thing he
Let it
said
play
in
5
the
minutes.
phone call was, that's not real abuse. It didn't even leave a mark.
Immediately, Kelly started screaming at me that I was greedy. And I kind of fucking lost it. And he started making excuses for the slap, how the slap wasn't a slap and it wasn't a big deal, and that he didn't.
I love this dramatic music.
And then the conversation with Wings ended with him saying, just fucking pay me my money, I'm out, right?
Yep.
And we passed Wings' cabin, and Wings was already in the cabin at the time, on the way to Becky. And Kelly was outside of the cabin crying. So I stopped and I said, are you okay, Kelly? And Kelly responds to me, she goes, he's blaming me. He's blaming me for ruining his career. And I go, Kelly, it's not your fault. You are not to blame for this. Wings is out of control.
I'm gonna grab my drink that's next to my bed. I'll be right back.
All right?
But I've seen this clip before.
Fix this mess. That's what I told them.
Right.
Or Kelly at that moment. On the way back, I told Kelly once again, because she was outside, I go, this is not your fault, but you and Wings got to go for the safety of everyone, right? And I don't know if they decide to go at that time or not, right? Then at one point in the stream, you see me say, I have to go deal with stuff, and I get Mike to go with me again. This time, we got a call from Lord Rush that the police were coming to talk to us, right? And we stood out the gate. We talked to the cops. We're like, hey, look, this is all a skit. We're just having fun. He goes, well, what's that big scratch on your chest?
By the way, lying to the police or he's lying to the audience.
Go, we were in a pushing match. Da da da.
He lied to the police.
It's fine. It was just for our YouTube channel.
I guarantee you.
The cops leave, and then I went to go talk to Kelly, and I told her, I told the cops that it was just for content, everything's fine. And she goes, oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you. And I go, you guys need to go, right? And so they left. They finally left. And the remainder of that night was like a celebration of like, oh my God, the bad energy's gone. The bad stuff.
Had a mental breakdown later that night.
Right. And we just got drunk that night and almost had like a somewhat of a party. And I think our very stream the next day, we came out and we said, hey, look, we're putting him on a 90-day suspension, and someone said, so you lied to the police? Yeah, I did. What do you want me to tell the cops?
Idiot.
Yeah, I've been beaten, but I don't want to press charges. And Kelly to say, yes, I was beaten, but I don't want to press charges. So then they left, and then the next day,
it wouldn't matter at that point. The moment that you say you were attacked, it does not matter if you don't want to press charges. A crime has been committed. If a felony has been committed, then to my knowledge, why did they jump out full screen? There we go. To my knowledge, the moment that happens, the state now takes over, and the county, whatever county it happens in, now will file charges, assuming the DA moves forward the case.
It does depend. If nobody press charges, then most of the time there won't be a thing. But that's not even the point. The point is him lying to the police is obstruction of justice. Him doing that to get out of the justice process is the literal definition of obstruction of justice. And if the state wants to pursue that, now they have an actual case.
I would say they would still have a case even with the domestic violence because it happened on camera. No amount of denying it will.
That domestic violence, they would usually say, if we got to, this is just what I hear. If they go, hey, if we got to come back in the next 24 hours, one of you's going to jail. That's usually what it is.
Or both of you sometimes. I've seen
the law and there's the spirit of the law.
I've seen it here, at least in Georgia, because again, my father served an officer that had to, not him personally, but the department he worked in arrested a couple and took them both to jail. Each one got their own separate cell.
It always depends what's going on. Like, for instance, in Rhode Island, Ben Thorpe kicked Grace's chair and ended up getting arrested. Remember that?
Oh, yeah.
Even though she wasn't pressing charges.
Yeah, she refused to press charges, but
the point is, you have to allow the police to do their investigation.
Yep.
By not giving them the proper information and lying to them. It's not perjury, but it is obstruction of justice.
Perjury is lying on the stand under oath.
Yes.
Which, if he did that,
justice be almost as bad.
It's basically the same thing, just under different circumstances.
Right.
Because either way, because with perjury, you're lying about your testimony before the courts and the people, which could tip the case unfairly, either for or against the defendant. And obstruction of justice.
Since Keemstar wants to have a bunch of fake scripted stuff anyway, and people know it's fake and scripted, he could have saved Wings' ass by by saying, to the audience, look, we apologize. This was part of the script for Kelly to be pushed. We won't do it again. You know what I mean? Like, they could have worked it in as this was part of a script if they wanted.
Yeah, Keemstar could have easily or he could have told Boogie or somebody else to go on camera and say, hey, look, this was a scripted event. We didn't mean for it to come out the way it did. This was just poorly planned out. We apologize, and we will make it right. There you go.
It's more important for him to lie. It's more important for him to tell the truth to the audience than tell the truth to the cops. But then it's more important for him to lie. More important than that, even, it's more important for him to lie to the audience about the reason for Becky being there than tell the truth to the audience about everything or tell the truth to the cops. That's insane mental gymnastics from the Bald Gnome.
For somebody who says that he is a man of morals, he sort of did everything except for having morals. Did everything but.
Keemstar says it's not about being a sadist for entertainment, but do you understand if Keemstar shaved his beard on live stream, it would be the most clipped, the most viewed thing possibly of all time on the internet, would it not?
I could see it outdoing some of the most famous memes of all time.
If Keemstar shaved his beard on live stream, would it be a bigger moment than when Wings pushed Kelly?
It would be on par. At least on par with it.
I think it'd be more viral. I think it would be super fucking viral. But Keem doesn't do that for the good of the business. Why didn't he set a goal at Fat Camp, even an outrageous goal they would have never reached, but it could have pushed people to donate? He could have set a goal that said, $1 million we earned through all shows on Fat Camp for 2 weeks, and I'll shave my beard.
If we hit $100,000 by the time Fat Camp's over done in 2 weeks, I will have Boogie and Wings personally shave my beard off. Live on camera.
Exactly. Something that could be attainable, but it would still be a really hard push. And then it has a super viral moment.
And it watches like thousands of people would pour in to donate to make that happen. Some of the biggest trolls who hate Keemstar would come in and pour money in to make that happen.
Well, if he said $1 million, they probably wouldn't reach it. But I wouldn't have been shocked if they would have made $400,000 or $500,000 just people trying to get it to make it happen.
Or he's like, well, as a consolation prize, Boogie, we're putting a tattoo on you. What? Oh, so they start tattooing his nipple.
If they wanted gold punishments, then Keemstar needs to be willing to punish himself and not just others.
But clearly he doesn't, because he's a Satanist.
By the way, in this stream right here, someone asked him how much to do a stream without your hat. He said to do the stream without his hat on, $1 million. So the shaving, he would never do the shaving under any circumstance. You could give him $1 billion, he wouldn't do the shaving.
Of course he wouldn't. Because he doesn't want to accept the embarrassment that would come from it.
Look at that fucking face we showed earlier. Holy shit.
And the teeth was bothering the hell out of me. Like, all gnawed down and fucking, does he wear dentures?
Anyway, let's power through more of this clip.
Yeah.
So we'd leave the door open for Wings to come back with a 90-day unpaid suspension, right? And Wings asked us for help. You know, he truly asked us for help. We did agree to help him and navigate him through this and give him really good advice. All I know is once we seen that slap video, then things changed, and it was like, oh my fucking God. Wings does just lay hands on his wife, you know? And I remember Boogie saying something to him on the phone, or maybe it was someone else, and they were saying, this is when we were on speakerphone with Wings, and we were saying, someone said to him, like, you mean to tell me the only 2 times you laid a hand on your wife was in the last week during Fat Camp? Because it's so weird that you push her and then, you know, you're slapping her arm in this other film. And Wings goes, yep, those are the only 2 times. And dude, everyone was kind of fucking really mad and done with Wings at that moment.
Well, the worst thing he said in that phone call was, that's not real abuse. It didn't even leave a mark.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
That's
that
terrible,
really burns a bridge with me. Like, I still want to help Jordy get better, all this stuff, but like, come on, man. You don't have to leave a mark. Some of the worst things that can happen to you don't leave a mark.
Yeah. So then we're done with Wings. All right. We know he's fired, right? And then I think it's the next day he starts sending us messages that he's in anger management. So then we're like, holy shit. Okay, good. Right? So now the door is a crack open again. Okay.
I love how Keem's using private conversations
like this for a
justify
while,
himself.
right? Like it got bad, and then it looked like there was hope, and then it got bad, and it looked like there was hope. And then when we left Fat Camp, I'm
but if you leak Keem's private
2 hours
conversations,
driving.
you're bad.
Yeah, you're gonna go.
Boogie and Wings, we get on the phone.
Stations to justify his stances.
We wanted to talk about him getting better, but also making
like rules for thee, but not for me.
Him getting better, meaning that like the audience can see
fucking hate that.
Doing the anger management.
I hate that level of logic.
Right? So we're kind of having that conversation. And me and Boogie brought up something that's been bothering us.
Now he's leaking.
Every one of these live events.
But yeah, she's permanently banned. Like permanently banned.
And so
we brought up what's the logic there?
Kelly started screaming at me that I was greedy. And I kind of fucking lost it. I was like, are you...
Well, yeah, she's worried you're going to rip him off.
Everything. You show up. You just show up. I'm fucking running around. Now, granted, that day with the car, Wings did everything. And it was pretty much me that just showed up, right? I'll give him credit where credit is due.
That was like
but I'm running around like a madman, setting up new fucking stages. And yeah, I had help from Twiggy and stuff. But, you know, it's fucking... I'm on the go nonstop, right? And I got told that I was fucking greedy. And... you know,
oh my gosh, his little feelings are hurt. Like he's never been called greedy before.
Making excuses.
I guess he's never been insulted before.
The slap wasn't a slap, and it wasn't a big deal.
He's greedy all the time.
He didn't really push.
He's greedy.
Kelly
He already knows.
Tripped.
If he's not greedy, then he's already heard the insults 1,000 times. Why you gotta take it so fucking
just
personal,
doing the anger management because it's bullshit.
Because he gets the ones.
Do you remember that line? I can't remember.
No.
Maybe he's gonna lose his mind.
This thing's just a money grab, you know, South Carolina. There was one good thing he did say, though, in that conversation is remember he said, what I did realize is I do have anger management because the basis of anger management, you remember that?
Yeah, he basically said that by taking some of the courses, he realized that his whole personality was based off of some level of anger where he's always frustrated, well, he's irritated and stuff like that.
And then the conversation with Wings ended with him saying... Just fucking pay me my money.
So Keemstar wanted Wings. Remember when Wings was on his medication?
Right.
He was low energy, and Keemstar's like, "Get off the meds. We need Angry Wings back." And then now Angry Wings comes back. And now you're gonna fucking fire him. He was damned if you do,
damned if you don't.
From the start. If he stays on the meds, then he's not entertaining enough for you. He's not the Wings of Redemption that we saw in episode 4 of Cloud Chasers that's throwing controllers at the wall. If he's off his fucking meds, he's liable to hurt somebody. And he did. And you allowed that to happen. You pushed for that to happen, and you take zero responsibility for it. Mental issues are a real fucking thing, Keemstar, and you have them too because you have narcissism.
There's all kinds of fucking narcissism. It's like It's like this person is like tagging me on Twitter, going on about how I'm protecting these people. It's like, what level of fucking narcissism do you have? Do you believe that I'm protecting people who I do not know? It's like Keemstar going on about how he's protecting the audience, he's protecting his people. He's not protecting fucking nobody. Not a damn person. Protecting no one.
The only thing Keemstar wants to protect is his own reputation, which is not protected, and everybody sees through it now. Even me, you know, I've been a huge fan of Keemstar for a while, you know what I mean? But my eyes have been open to the bullshit he's been feeding people, and I get how he is a lot like a review tech or a DSP, and he himself is a lolcow. It's obvious as hell.
I just got hit up by a simp for Keemstar, and I'm gonna read you some of the stuff he was sharing. Because this person is making accusations at me, right? Let me read you some of the stuff that he shared about, shared from Keemstar about Becky that we've just disproved on this live stream. He shares this, and by the way, that's the fucker in question. So just remember, guys, that's a simp. You want to know what a simp looks like? There you go. That's what it looked like. That's a big old simp right there. Go ahead.
What happened? Hold on, let me see that. Let me see that again. What happened?
That's a simp right there. Big old fucking simp.
Hold up a second. Is Keemstar replying to us?
That was a reply to Becky when she initially called him out. And this person's replying to us. Well, replying to me specifically because I shared it.
Oh, okay. What are they saying to you?
They're saying I'm protecting somebody. Who am I protecting? The fuck?
Wait a minute. Are they accusing you of protecting Becky?
Or a pedophile, because they're claiming somebody's a pedophile and I'm protecting them.
Hold up a second. We have went scorched fucking earth on Becky for those fake rape allegations. No one in the LCU is safe from our fucking criticism. Get out of here with that.
Fucking
more of the clip.
I literally just opened up Twitter to go and make sure that I sent out the post, and I opened up to that.
Right.
Yep.
Conversation ends. Me and Boogie get in a private call, and we're like, kind of a sense of relief. Like, okay, Wings is out. You know, he's going to be paid per the contract. So then yesterday, I shot him a text and I said, hey, you know, me and Boogie are going to go live on Sunday. I texted him yesterday and I said, hey, look, me and Boogie are going to go over everything. And we're going to officially announce that you're no longer a part of the LCU. Would you like to put out a statement? Would you like to say something so we can, like, tell the audience? I want to make sure it's not just so you're gone forever. You can say something on your way out the door. And Wink decided
even better.
To do it.
He's mass reporting us right now as we speak. He is mass reporting us.
For what?
For the protection. Claiming that we're violating privacy. That is some level of fucking cope. Unfucking believable. Oh god, these people need help. These people need help. Like bad.
Anyway, let's play a little more of this clip.
Personal Twitter, and he did that yesterday. And by almost all accounts, it was a good thing. It was a good statement that he put out. So I am going to read that for you guys now.
Let me do it for you, okay?
Sure.
He said, last weekend's events are inexcusable. I lost my temper on a longtime friend, and instead of using logic and just apologizing, I escalated to physical altercation. I was unable to settle myself down, and unfortunately, I ended up putting someone I love in a terrible place. I never intended to hurt anyone. I came to realize that I do need to take steps to manage my emotions. I've started on that journey by enrolling in an anger management class and trying to hold myself accountable to how I treat people individually. I took the time to reach out and apologize to every individual, but I also need to apologize to the fans. I know a lot of people are not comfortable with violence of any kind or have past history with it, and it was not my intention to allow things to get to this point. I'd also like to add, I was grabbed from behind and I didn't know who I was pushing until it was too late. I shouldn't have pushed anyone or put anyone into a position to hold me back, and these are things I highlight that I need to work on. I've also had a good friend point out flaws in my personality over the years and allow me to reflect more on myself. I didn't take a second boxing match because I hated hitting people, and I never want to hit anyone if it can be avoided. I was very unprofessional, and I take full accountability for it. I'm very thankful for my time on Lolcow Live, and it helped pull me from a very dark place in my life. I wish we could leave on more amicable terms, but I will say that I met a lot of friends along the way and had a better outlook on life. I have a better outlook on life as a whole. I hope everyone can eventually forgive me and continue to explore having a friendship with me.
I thought that was a great statement.
Me too.
I thought that was a very good statement. But I will say this, me and Boogie truly have checked on Wings multiple times to see if he's okay. He very much is still our friend. And I think me and Boogie both want the best for Wings. You know, it's just, you know, we are in a situation right now where if we had Wings back, half the audience would leave and be very mad. If we don't have Wings back, half the audience will leave and be really mad. There is no win for us. This is all just a giant L.
Which you could have avoided the whole fucking thing.
There's a scenario where
he wants to talk about how there's no win. Yeah, there is no win because you fucked the whole thing up. If you're not taking Wings off his medication, he wouldn't be doing what he did. Now would he? Duh.
Accountability.
Him and accountability is.
What minute mark are we at on this clip?
We are at.
I don't think we have another.
Oh, we only got like 3 minutes left.
Let's play the last 3 minutes and give our final thoughts on the felting
because we already know
that Keem got, and
that
then
is creating an unsafe
situation. And
then there. So we would be liable for anything that happens. You know, we have pre-knowledge of knowing that this happened. You know. So, unfortunately, it's just a situation where we really can't move forward with Wings. You know, he would not be able to go to any live event ever again. I don't know how that would be negotiated or even worked out, that he stays home and me and you go and do like ghost camp and all this other stuff that we're planning on doing this year. It's a no-win situation for us. And many fans think that this show will never be the same, that Wings was truly important to the show. And they're right. The show will truly never be the same. It just will not. And
that's sad.
There's really nothing we can do about it.
Well,
you know,
again, your fault.
I will say, since this is a no-win situation, right? Like, someone might be tempted to push in one direction or the other because they think that's like the one that's going to give them the best possible outcome. There is no good outcome here. So I'm going to say 100% true to my heart, which is to say that I will be in Wings' DMs. I'm going to ask him how therapy is going. I'm going to ask him how anger management is going. And if he calls me up, I'll talk to him. And like, if you guys don't like that, if you guys don't accept that, be mad. Be as mad as you want. But I think if he's working to get better and he wants a little help doing that, or just wants to talk and bullshit while he's doing that, I'm going to do that.
Yeah. A lot of people said, okay, well, who's going to replace Wings? Bro, we are not making that call anytime soon. I'll tell you that much. We are.
But then you got a live stream saying you got a new host.
Well, they're going to do this milking out situation where they're going to bring on different hosts and try them out, not pay them. By the looks of the thumbnail, it looks like tonight they got EDP on. on thumbnail. So take that for what it is. We might have to react to that next week. We'll see what's going on in the Lolcow universe. I think I'm about tapped out on this. I'm gonna get my final thoughts real quick, and then you give your final thoughts, and we'll roll our normal end credits. And but yeah, I think overall, Keem came off today looking really stupid. He came off today looking incredibly insecure, and throughout the last few weeks, financially, Fat Camp wrecked him. And he took an L in every way imaginable. He answers to Becky Boop now. He's cucked by Becky Boop. Jaffe is intellectually cucked Keemstar. Now owes Wings a bunch of money, and he's ruined Lolcow Live possibly in the future by kicking Wings off the show. And clearly, he's just made mistake after mistake the last few weeks. His mind hasn't been in the right place. He needs to reset and figure out what's best for the show, which would be bringing Wings back. And if he goes through with having EDP 445 on his show, he's completely lost his fucking mind. So other than that, I've been harsh about Keem. I do think he's not a complete lost cause. I think as long as he can provide entertainment to me, I can deal with his narcissism to a certain extent. But only time will tell what happens. And when they do Ghost Camp, I hope it's better than Fat Camp. That's all I got. Tim's?
I'm going to go full screen for me. Because I'm always the greedy individual here. I was reading, because I remember you talking about Grace earlier, so I went and found the tweet that she put out about it, and it was a response to Boogie saying that it wasn't a big deal, that they made a fuck ton of money. So she explains, you lost a lot of money at Fat Camp. She goes, you want to know how? Because I'm sure Keem doesn't tell you everything about the bookkeepings. So it was about $57,000 in super chats were earned during Fat Camp, plus the $20,000 in estimated membership, minus YouTube's 30%, because YouTube takes 30% of everything, which equals out to $53,900. So $53,000 minus $32,000 according to Wings. The original cost. Then you got another $6,000 in estimated food costs, another $5,000 in estimated damages that happened to the property, and then another $5,000 in estimated costs in equipment will equal to only having, means that they only, at this point, profit-wise, made $5,900. Now, Keemstar wants his half of the money. He takes $2.9K. So now Boogie has to split this between $2,900 between Wings, which would be $1,450. So he only made $1,450, which probably barely even paid for the tickets that would have cost for him and Desi to come down there. If that ain't a hit that Keemstar doesn't know what the fuck he's doing, then I don't know what is. Ladies and gentlemen, this guy right here, this guy, and then like the thumbnail, which I had the thumbnail up, I forgot to put it on there. Oh well, who cares? At the end of the day, it's like what RJ said. He's a Lolcow. He's the biggest Lolcow of them all, and he's refusing to accept it. He will never accept it because he will never allow his ego to ever take a hit like that. And that, in my opinion, go ahead.
You know who begs for his approval, though? Who begs for his approval is still RTU. So RTU, you are still on the end credits of this episode, because no matter how far Keemstar falls, your bitch ass is on the bottom for his landing.
Yep. And there's a reason why Jay is smiling at the end. So with that, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Check out the links below to support the channel and join the Patreon, join the Discord server. Until next time, fuck you, RTU. Fuck you.
Yo, let the record skip. Rewind the tape. Another clown falls, another sad escape. Review tech, you say. The king of cringe and fluff got his throne snatched. Turns out he wasn't tough enough. Keemstar's laughter echoes a digital guillotine. Chops off the head of a washed up failing machine. Lolcow tech, the name itself a monument to shame. Now it's a graveyard whispering your forgotten name. Fired from the show, kicked to the curb and left to bleed. Another YouTuber falls, planting a pathetic seed of desperation, lies, and desperate flailing cries. Review tech to say your last damn goodbye. You built your empire on clickbait and empty hype. Now the algorithm's turned and you're paying the price. Keemstar's the judge, the jury, and the executioner's hand. Welcome to the wasteland. Welcome to no man's land. Remember the glory, the fame, artificial fame, built on stolen content, a repetitive, boring game of regurgitated specs and superficial sheen, lacking substance, depth, a hollow echoing scene. You thought you were untouchable, a digital demigod, but pride comes before the fall. Understood your legacy cemented in a mountain of deceit, a cautionary tale of how ambition can't be beat. Fired from the show, kicked to the curb and left to bleed. Another YouTuber falls, planting a pathetic seed of desperation, lies, and desperate flailing cries. Review tech to say your last damn goodbye. You built your empire on clickbait and empty hype. Now the algorithm's turned and you're paying the price. Keemstar's the judge, the jury, and the executioner's hand. Welcome to the wasteland. Welcome to no man's land. From tech guru to dumpster fire, a rapid descent. Your credibility shattered, your reputation spent. Speed, burning bridges faster. You could build them up. Now you're choking on the ashes, drinking from the bitter cup. Don't try to rally your fans, they've already seen the light. The facade is crumbling, exposed in the harsh spotlight. Your excuses are pathetic, your apologies ring false. Just another fallen soldier in this internet waltz. Keemstar saw the weakness, exploited every crack, left you broken and defeated. There's no turning back. Fired from the show, kicked to the curb and left to bleed. Another YouTuber falls, planting a pathetic seed of desperation, lies, and desperate flailing cries. Review ticker, so you say your last damn goodbye. You built your empire on clickbait and empty hype. Now the algorithm's turned and you're paying the price. Keemstar's the judge, the jury, and the executioner's hand. Welcome to the wasteland. Welcome to no man.